Cool, we're in. Guys, thanks for showing up. Hope you're good. So just a couple of points, just a couple of things I want to talk about in terms of your development, I guess. And then we'll go through the usual process of going through the guys that want to talk and coming in and coming on board. I kind of got like really one question that I want to ask you, and if anything, ponder. But we'll come on to that in a minute. So the first thing is I want to talk about the change of the world so much, and how things are, how I see things about to change over the next 6 months, and where I see many of your problems lying. Already, I'm getting numerous emails and messages from you guys as well about already the change of the world and going back to full-time work and being able to cope from what has effectively been a year, probably just over a year of just being based from home, just staying at home. All right. You have to start thinking about how you are going to work your routine, schedule, and life. Now, most of you are going to be going back to work. And by the way, it's not just a case in terms of the routine, in terms of the timings, in terms of the environment, but the demands I imagine that are going to be put on a lot of you, not all of you, but a lot of you, in terms of people wanting your blood. And you have to be, I think, super aware of that. And, you know, in the last 4 or 5 weeks, that's all I'm hearing in terms of reading the comments on social media, doing my own investigational sort of market research in terms of a lot of the men's sort of groups that I'm in. Guys are being swamped now all of a sudden of this tidal wave of change. And right now, I remember this time last year, maybe a bit earlier, we were all having to evolve from normal life to a COVID life. Now we're having to evolve from a COVID life to a normal life again. And it's going to hit a lot of you hard. And as I talk a lot about all of the time, life is a test. This is a test of your character, your planning skills, your principles, your values, your commitment. And if you're not on top of the game, you're going to drown. Okay. And you really have to start paying attention to the plans that you're putting out. Now, a lot of you, I'm sure, are on top of things, but I think a lot of you are just doing plans and not even fucking looking at them. I truly believe it. Like, you're just going through the motions of coasting. Or I just take a picture, I just write some stuff, and then crumbling. And I know it because now we are starting to build up a customer care team. So I'm getting a lot of feedback in terms of the people who are helping you, and you know, we chat on a weekly basis, and I know there's a lot of you just coasting. You're just like trying to just get through. And I guess in some respects, it's going to be relevant to like the question that I ask you when I come to you. But guys, you're going to get found out big time in the next 3 months if you're coasting, like 100%. And yeah, you might just get pissed off and you might just leave and go, oh, it's not happening for me. But then when you leave, you're then going to go into more of a cesspit, because then you've got nothing around you and no accountability. I had an email from a guy last week. So I don't think many of you would know. He was in the mastermind, and he left on impulse. He was like, fucking, I haven't been showing up. He didn't reach out like I've asked you all to do a million times. And this is what's kind of triggered me to like just really give you a kick up the arse. Because now he's like, he's in a fucking shit state. He's in an absolute shit state. And now he's going on to the next 28 day. And, you know, guys, you have to stay on top. If you're not staying on top, like there is no alternative. You know the alternative, and it's not fucking a pretty place. If you're not setting your standard to a high enough level, guys, you're just going to fucking crumble. Like, right, you know, and Mike can only make so many calls. So can John, and so can I. But before suddenly, like, it just falls on deaf ears. You have to be willing to help yourself here. For many of you, it doesn't apply to everyone. This is not me talking to every single one of you. But if you know in your head that the plans that you're doing right now are shit, and the routine that you have is shit, and you're making shit excuses not to reach the standard that you have set yourself, there's only so much that me and the boys can do to guide you. You have to be willing to fucking show up. And that doesn't mean just putting a fucking picture of your journal up. It means showing up. And it's really important for you to do that and understand that. And I just want you to recognize the evolution of about what's to happen, you know, in the next 6 months. And, you know, it's great that we're going back to normal, but you have to be ready. And, you know, some of you are, I think, are in dreamland, so to speak, as I call it. So it's just fair warning that, you know, it's coming. For some of you, it won't affect. For some of you, it will. So just be aware of it. The other thing is I want to talk about is that the community that we have on our app is one of the most safest communities that is out there. So like I do a lot of research. So I've pretty much bought any of my competition. I've pretty much gone through all of their programs, every single one of them. And I've gone through many of the free groups that are like for men. I dip in and out and just kind of see what's happening. I can honestly say hands down that our group is one of the most secure, safest places to open up. Okay, 110%. It is like a positive Facebook. And what I really want to encourage every single one of you to do here, or anyone watching back or listening back, is to open up on this group. Like in there. I love some of the posts that have started to go up. I saw Martin's with the beer, which was great. And I've seen other people's wins starting to do it. I'm starting to see some people starting to open up. Too many of you are worried about what people think of you. Too many of you think that you're showing off. Too many of you think that somebody else's problem is worse than yours, which is absolute nonsense. Like the whole community is at different levels. There's like over 100 of you, and you're all at different levels with different mindsets and different things going on in your life. The more that you hold back, the less chance you have of inspiring someone. I don't think you get that when you post something up that's positive, it inspires somebody else to step up. And it's like a domino effect. If somebody else is down, then everyone's around you. If anyone was rude to you or like gave toxic or negative feedback to you or was a dickhead in English, they'd be out the group and they would fucking never come back. Do you know what I mean? It's so you've got nothing to fear. And I really wish that a lot of you, even if it's the most micro of wins, would show up at least once a week, doing one post a week. That's it. And if everybody did it, just think how much value you get from each other. There'd be loads of fucking value, loads. There'd be just, instead of me harping on being like a fucking nagging teacher all the time, telling you not to sort your shit out or giving you like other stuff going on. Like imagine like you guys are the mastermind. It's about every single one of you does what I do. You all do what I do, but I just do it on a more public forum. Like you all have a journey, you all have a story, you all have your wins, you all have fucking shit that you want to document. Look at this as a journal, a huge journal in that app that you're documenting your journey, like, and opening up. And I guarantee the more you do it, the less baggage you'll be carrying around, because it's a safe environment, boys. All right. I think that's really important. All right. Enough of me harping on. If you want to come on, just stick your hand up on the thing. It's going to be a different format so much this week today. I'm going to be asking you literally a question. And guys, I want guys who haven't come on before, stick your fucking hands up, like get involved with this. All right. Open up a little bit. Mark Sollers, you look like you've been on a tanning bed all week. Tell me you've been to Portugal just to rub it in. Right, okay, so let's go in no particular order. Andy.
Morning, JB, you all right?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate, I'm good. Go on, ask me a question.
Okay, so tell me what you want from life.
I've taken the red pill.
Okay, what's that?
You ever watched The Matrix?
Yeah, I don't know, I can't remember what the outcome was.
So you got the red pill, you got the blue pill. The blue pill is you stay in the reality you're in. Yeah. But it's safe. Yeah. And you work within it. The red pill is where you go back to your human form and you've got all that potential, but the world's shit. Yeah. And I've been thinking about this a lot. I watched the film with the kids the other day, it kind of fits your question nicely.
What are really hard. Andy, here's another version of it. What are you not doing that you want to do but you don't believe you can?
Control my mind.
Okay.
So it's I said to you before, it's pretty clear I'm ADHD. Since I've been with you, my the handbrakes come off. Something I've kept under wraps and under control for so long is my creativity, big style. And I found it's not just with art. The ideas come literally sometimes by the fucking every 5 minutes, and I struggle to control them because all the ideas, it's all positive. So it's not like this stuff's crap or negative. So it's all good stuff. And I struggle really hard. I've tried so hard, no matter how I plan.
Yeah.
And this was one of the things in the quarterly review thing. It was actually my planning thing, which is probably the most important, is that I find it very, very hard to keep control of those ideas. So I'll be working on one thing, then another idea will come and go jump, and then I'll be jump, and then I'll be jump. And I find it so hard to control. So it's not like I'm lacking. I've got ideas coming out my ears.
Okay.
And it's very much, it's a hard.
What are you doing about them?
I'm trying to act on them all.
Okay. So if you act on all of them, do you think that's going to be effective?
It can't be.
Yes or no? And yes or no?
It can't be.
Okay. So what's the answer?
I don't know.
Okay. So every time, like I'm same as you have an entrepreneurial bug. So you have drive and passion to create something that is much bigger than you. Okay. And that is the entrepreneur bug, right? The way that I do this, because I'm the same as you, like I fucking want to take over the world like tomorrow, but you can't. What you have to do is ground yourself first. So grounding yourself first is asking yourself, what did I initially want to do? How can I initially get my satisfaction from my craving, i.e. art, creativity? Now, initially you were setting up a t-shirt company or a clothing company, which I thought looked fucking brilliant. Now, like I said to you, like whenever it was, you should be just going all in on that only, and that alone, nothing else. All of the other ideas you should be keeping in a journal, like the idea journal. All right. So you write everything down. And then as you think more about it, you put some more depth to those ideas, because an idea of a book, okay, for example, is useless without the depth, the chapters and the sub-chapters. Okay, it's just an idea. It's just a headline. An idea is a headline of something that might work. But underneath every idea, I would say, is about a year's worth of work. So you can't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because you can't do it, because one thing will just not get enough attention to be able to grow. So what you have to do is have the discipline and the fortitude to follow through with saying, I can't do this in a minute. That's in there. And as and when I want, maybe once a week, I'm going to just maybe add a little bit of depth to this. So when it does come to the right time to be able to create that idea you've got some depth and thoughts and notes to make it something a lot more substantial rather than it just being an idea. You've got to close the idea fairies or you're going to drive yourself fucking mental.
I've come to the conclusion. You're right. I think it's a bit more tricky when you've got my brain than you possibly realise.
So I get it. No, I've worked with plenty of ADHD guys. I've worked with like a lot of the guys in my other company, in my entrepreneur. I think there's at least 4 of the guys who are the same as you. And I understand the process. But for you have to keep telling yourself that every day. You have to connect with it every day.
It needs to be. I need that umbrella. I've got the umbrella, the happiness umbrella. One thing I've been working on is you moan and whinge about things like my job in the fire service. You know, I love the job, but I don't like the politics. And I thought, well, rather than moaning and whinging about it, I'm going to try and change it to make it a happier place. And I'm working hard on something there to push out to all the managers to try to realign things. And then the other strand, obviously, is the artwork, which is the core thing that got me started on all of this, just the artwork, just normal artwork. I'm getting like people come to me all the time now, asking me to do this, which is great. So that takes time. And then I've got a wife. This week.
I get it. There's lots going on, but that's your responsibility to manage that. And you've got to be aware of that and manage that, because you can't do it all. You literally, like, there's so much that I want, like, I want to get into photography. You know what I mean? And I want to go
too.
And do it, but we can't. And that's where you have to have the discipline to say, no, I just can't do that at the minute, because I started a new company in December. The main coach is growing. I've got a kid in 4 weeks, and you've got to ask yourself what's going on around you. Andy, are you happy? Yes or no?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay. Overall, what would you score yourself out of 10? Not allowed to score a 7.
8.5.
Good. So we're winning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Good. Yeah. So the thing that I want you to do, that I want you to come back with me or keep me posted, because I know we chat in the net. You're one of the people that does reach out to me and talks to me. Is tell me, like, just the one focus you're going to have away from the fire service.
You can't do that to me.
the one focus, and I want you to spend some time over the next week or two thinking about what is your priority. Because if you don't, Andy, you'll burn out and you'll fall out of love with all of it. And that is from experience. You know, I fell out of love with my boot camp because I burnt out with it, and I was trying to do too much. You that's your task. That is your thing. You can only have one thing that you're going to focus on, and you can only focus on that.
You want an email within 2 weeks, yeah?
2 weeks, and you've got to. Once you've made that decision, okay, you made that decision. But then buy yourself a little journal, your ideas, and you put all your ideas in here, but you put depth in them over time. And what you're doing is satisfying that craving by just building up for when the time is right. Otherwise, you'll have 10 projects half done and you'll be frustrated. I promise you. Avoidance is better than cure.
Okay, Roger, number 1.
All right, good man. Keep me posted.
Okay. Ta-ra, bye.
Who's next here? Grant.
Morning.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, man. Grant. Oh, you've gone. There you are. What do you want from life? You're on mute, dude.
Sorry, I think I did it twice.
Don't worry.
Try again.
Did you hear my question?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, for me, the big thing is getting happy again.
Okay. Why aren't you happy?
Well, I've been in a very difficult relationship, which I've just come out of.
Okay.
And it's kind of hit the reset button. So for me, it's about sort of reconnecting with the things that make me happy, and not just plowing a path because it's sort of been the right thing to do.
Yeah, good.
Very easy to get on a kind of like a railroad track, and you go, right, you know, you got kids, you got a wife, you got a job, you got a mortgage, all that sort of stuff, and you just get in a real rut. And you think that's your job as a man. You just suck it up, you deal with it, you go to work, you sort of take on all these pressures, responsibilities, accountabilities, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, you get to a point and you think, actually, this is just bullshit. This isn't a life. It's kind of an existence. So
okay. So tell me what you're going to do to make you happy, Grant.
Well, it's gone back to basics. You know, what the things that gives you joy? You know, is it the fancy car or the foreign holidays, or actually is it going out for a walk with kids?
What car have you got?
I've now got a Volvo.
Winning.
So stripped it all back. Stripped it all back.
Good. All right. So that's some good awareness going on there. I like that. But what do you want out of life?
That's the big thing I'm struggling with.
Good. That's what I'm trying to get to. Like, yeah, and this is the same for everybody. I think a lot of people struggling to know what they want out of life. It's like, so you're not going to, but let's say you died in 10 years. I want to know what your legacy would be in terms of how would people remember you? What are you doing today that really makes a difference to, it doesn't have to be the world, but to your world. Do you know what I mean by that? Just the people that are in your life, you know? So what I really want people to start doing is seeing that there is much more potential in every single one of you in what you're doing, rather than like, great, we're filling out diaries and we're doing journals and we're planning, but what are we fucking trying to achieve? Like, you know, for you, what is happiness? Give me a visualization of what's happiness for you.
For me, it's about being engaged in your life and having and giving back to people. I mean, my job, I'm a financial advisor. So one of the things I do is I help people with money, look after them, and try and give them that freedom that they don't have to worry about that. But I think for me, it's just not being on a treadmill, not being on that railroad track just to the next station. It's actually saying, well, how do I want to be leading my life? What are the things I want to be doing that make it more fulfilled?
What are those things? Do you have any inclination? What are the things that you want to do that you're too nervous or too afraid to do? Throw some stuff out there that you want to do, that you think about and you dream about, but you say, no, I could never do that.
Mad things is like freedom, like, you know, sticking the kids in a van, going traveling around Europe, getting away from the grind of daily life.
What's stopping you from doing that this summer for 3 weeks?
Probably just the confidence.
Okay. So why don't you next week hire a van and go away for 3 weeks in the summer?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Like, literally, why not? I guarantee if you did that, and it would be the best 3 weeks of your life. You would see the other side of life. Like Andy said there, the red pill or the blue pill. You got to take one of those pills and see what life is like on the other side of daring to dream about the things that you want to do. Those kids would never forget those 3 weeks. You would never forget those 3 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's driving me, because, you know, I've seen sort of a lot of people, they sort of go through life and they exist until they're 50, 60. And then, you know, then sort of life changes and they get divorced and start to maybe do the things they want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I feel I've reached that stage already, and it's like, it's not right.
100%.
The big thing is how you change that mindset, how you change that routine, that structure, because it's so easy just to go through the motions.
How do you think you change it?
Well, you got to break it. But the bit I really struggle with is what's the next objective? You know, how do you, I think, you know, you've talked about the kind of the goal, the sort of the North Star. It's like resetting that expectation. That's the bit where I'm kind of stuck, because I feel like I'm sort of between lives.
Okay.
I've done the kind of, you know, respectable kind of get on the treadmill, do the job, do that sort of bit, but it's unfulfilled.
It's almost being rebellious against what the system tells us how we're perceived, how to live, which is why I think it's important. And you talked about, you gave a great answer when I asked you, how do you change that mindset? You break through, right? You break through by what? Hiring a van and going away for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you afford to do that?
Yeah, I can do it. Yeah.
And fucking do it.
Yeah.
By the time I come back from holiday, I want to have a message in my inbox saying that you've done it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't want to push you in if you can't afford it. But like, if you can afford it and you want to get out there and you want to live, then go and live. And that's like something that I really want to get across this morning for a lot of you is not being stuck in this fucking existing routine, just coming in here. Hello, beauty. Not doing all of this is great. This is all the basics, right? This is the foundations. But what more can we do to feel like we're living? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And this is something I've had that like a bit of an epiphany in the last 4 or 5 weeks, that I don't feel I'm doing enough. Like, I can't remember the number of times that I said I want to go and do a skydive. I can't remember the number of times I want to go climbing again. You know, and in that space, like I made inquiries about doing a parachute jump or skydive. I've got in contact with old friends about going to climb in Wales again. And it's just like, we sit there and we ponder about all the things we want to do in the life that we want to live, but we never do it. Yeah.
I think that's the thing. It's like, you know, the journaling and the routine and the structure that gets you through. That gets you so far. But it is that next step. How do you get that feeling of freedom and real engagement rather than
really good?
You know,
really powerful. Grant, this was a really powerful meet for sure, definitely. Like, I really want to urge you to follow through on that, and like, so that you don't procrastinate. Like, over the weekend, start looking at possible trips, places to go, hire van, budget it.
Yeah.
Speak to the wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like surprise the kids and just fucking go.
Just do it.
Just go and live.
Yeah.
Live.
Just do just do it.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. It's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, it's just lifting that mindset that little bit. You know, I've broken out, but what's next? How do you?
Once you've booked it, mate, that's how you book. Like when you follow through with what you said you were going to do, that's the like. I guarantee you won't stop.
Yeah.
You all you need to do it is once, right? And it's like a lot of the time, like when we do something, we break through the fear, and then on the other side, you're like, oh, there's nothing to worry about. Let's go.
Yeah.
Man, yep. I'm excited. By the time I come back on holiday, keep me updated.
Yep, I'll post it in the group. I'll get it done.
Yes, good, perfect. Well done, Grant. Thank you.
Thanks, James. Cheers.
Right, who's next here? Dan, did you have your hand up? Yeah, let's do it.
Morning.
How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
What do you want out of life, Dan?
I want to be on my deathbed with a big fucking smile on my face.
Okay, so how do we get there?
Well, when we started talking about reverse engineering ages ago, that's what caught my imagination the most. So having that kind of vision in your head of how it all finishes, and then working back from there. So I think last time we spoke, we were talking about going through quite a transitional period at home with finishing work and like taking over the reins at home with the kids. So now I've got my cast off. We're finally coming out the other end of that, and we've decided when and where and who's going to be where, when the kid's going to be at nursery, when I'll get my free time, all those kind of things. So I feel for me at the moment, it's really back to basics. And I was thinking then when Grant was talking, actually, that those 10 rules that I wrote down a year ago, I'm a bit of a different guy to the one that started a year ago. So I need to go back and almost start again, really.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you need to update yourself 100%.
That bloke doesn't exist anymore.
100%. I think you've got to update your CV, if you like, i.e. you and what you want. For any of those lads that are coming down to the mastermind meet on the 31st, we're going to be working and going deep on the 10-year plan and how to create that 10-year plan and putting it together. Or it might not even be a 10-year plan. It might be a 5-year plan. But I think it's definitely worth review. Every quarter, it's worth reviewing your 10-year plan. Like mine's changed twice in the last 6 months in terms of like, we're hitting our 5-year checkpoint goal at 3 years. So if I don't adjust, I'm going to be underachieving hugely, which is I think what's prompted this surge of like, what are we doing here, guys? You know? So I think for you, Dan, it really is a case of like, what do you want out of life? Well, I think you want to feel like you're pursuing something again.
Yeah, I mean, we've done, obviously the health from a physical point of view is taken a bit of a hit with being in a cast, but business side of things, we managed to complete on another property and get the keys over to the builder.
Right.
Give us another $3,000 a year passive income, which is the idea behind that business, is just passive income, which will then free me up when the kids are a little bit older to really pursue the things I want to do. I love teaching. Like we've spoken about, that's slowly falling into place, but that's a long game.
Yeah.
I've got a real kick out of helping the next generation of people who want to come into the industry that I worked in for 20 years. So that's great. So it feels like it's all ready to go. I just need to get off my ass and do it.
Okay, let's do it then. Let's fucking go. One thing I just want to ask you real quick, what are you doing for you?
At the moment,
wife, businesses, what are you doing for you? And if nothing now, what are you going to do?
This is what needs a bit of thought. You asked me this the last time we spoke, and it's been in the back of my mind. And I've not, in all honesty, I've not come up with that answer yet.
Okay.
In all honesty, because
how much time have you given it to think about? Be honest.
Like I say, it's been in the back of my mind, so it's been tucked away there.
So I mean, like when I talk about how much time, it's like, how much time have you gone to a coffee shop with a notebook and just gone, what do I want? Like
I sat down on the back step probably during the week sometime, can't remember, with a cup of tea, and had 20 minutes on it, but I've certainly not jotted down any ideas, if I'm being completely honest. And the complacency and the coasting that you talk about has definitely been me for the last quarter, while we've got probably about 6 months now, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
You know, just churning out the same stuff, almost in a bit of survival mode, I think. Yeah. Just getting through like a couple of the other lads have alluded to, and it's time to get back on the back on the ascendancy.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's respect with you, Dan. I think it's fair because you've had a baby, so you there isn't an element of an adjustment period. So
yeah, but I feel like that's now becoming a bit of a slipping excuse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just sliding and sliding and sliding and sliding. If I don't catch it, then I'm going to be, you know, 100%. The fucking button's going to be a bit closer than I'd like it to be.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the last year, with everything that we've done, at least I've got the awareness to understand what's happening to me, to do something about it. So I know what's going on. I know where I need to improve, which is a big step forward to me as a person, because usually I just be like, what the fuck's going on? I don't understand it.
Yeah, so. I think so. I definitely think your self-awareness is much better. You're much more conditioned. You know, we spoke about this on Tuesday and the 5-day as well. So
yeah,
the fact that you know all this, but the thing I would say is that when we talk next, what I would definitely want to hear from you is that this is what I'm doing for myself. Like, you know, I think we need, otherwise we just keep going, I'm pondering it. And so it's some point.
Yeah. Well, I can, like you did with Andy at the start, I'll get it over to an email in you. Give me 2 weeks.
Yeah, send it to me on the app. Definitely, like, because that way I can get, if my email is like 400 a day.
Okay, yeah, sure, no problem.
So send it to me on the app and just keep me. I like just little updates about where people are doing and what.
Yeah, I feel like what you said at the start as well. We spoke about this as well. This being a safe space. I know I've been guilty of this, of not being engaged enough. And I love reading other people's stuff, but you know, it's a responsibility to put yourself out there as well.
Man, you are preventing inspiring from other people. Like you inspire other people, every single one of you.
I put my hands up as guilty to a lot of the stuff you talked about at the start, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to come on and just be accountable in front of the other lads that I know have been a bit shit, basically. Yeah. It's time to turn it around. So
they've all been slagging you off, Dan, anyway, because they've known.
I know, I heard. You got that private WhatsApp group, haven't you?
Now, Dan not showing up again. What a knob. Dan, thanks for coming on.
No worries.
Jace.
Morning.
How you doing?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, got you. What do you want from life? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me? This is like fucking NASA signals. I'll come back to you, Jace. Okay, Steve Hallam.
Hey, Jamie. How are you?
How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
What do you want from life?
I want to be fit enough to enjoy it.
Oh,
I
think you are.
I've had a bit of a hell of a month of it, actually. My mum had a stroke mid-month. Unfortunately, not bad. And she's kind of now pretty much recovered. But it got me thinking about what it was I really want to do, with where I want to be, and what are the things that have been holding me back. So one of the things that I'm well aware of is that, and one of the things that I want as my legacy is I want my kids to have a really positive view of who their father was, because for me that never happened. Like my father just got too much for him, and I think I put this up a little while ago, but nearly 40 years ago he just hit the button and he didn't pull himself back, and that was the end of it. That's had such a massive impact on my life, and that's actually been the driver, what's driven me to do the things that I've done. And like literally I'll find something and push myself into it. And mum's wobble, as we call it, in the household, really give me that kind of kick up the arse this month to do it. And I've just been kind of just working out what those things are. And actually the biggest thing I know I've got to do is I'm actually going to go and put this stuff with my dad. I've got to put it down. I've never been to visit his grave, well, where his ashes have been scattered. Yeah. So I'm going to do. So my block leaf starts at the end of June, and I'm going to go. I'm actually going to go to go just drive over to Luton, which is where it all is, and try and say my goodbyes actually, and try and put it down, and try and use that as a way to let me kind of move that part forward, so I can. I'm not spending any more energy, or not to spend any more energy on that. Yeah. The positive side of that is actually I want to do something. As talking to the guys at the gym, which is a massive part of my life, as I know you know. And I'm going to try and do we're trying to do some kind of fundraising thing, so that as a kind of in his memory, in his honor.
Right.
But also one of the guys who set up the gym, he also had a very similar experience with his sister. So we're trying to work out something we can do, like to raise some money for, you know, campaigning against living men miserably and Papyrus and you know, worthy causes like that.
Nice. Yeah, I like that, Steve. And like, I'm glad your mum's better as well, which is good news. Those things are always a real eye opener, and they really can trigger the emotional connection maybe that sometimes we lack. Sometimes, for sure. I think, you know, when you talk about your dad as well, I think I completely resonate. Like, my dad died when I was 6, and, you know, he lived a very poor lifestyle. He smoked, he drank, didn't do a lot of exercise, very driven in his career. So caused a lot of stress, you know, and the result was that I was left without a dad at 6 years old. So I think a lot of my passion or emotional connection to guys changing comes from that, so that, you know, if I can prevent fucking men dying young and their kids being left, that's, you know, that's what we're trying to achieve here, right? And I love the idea of the fundraising. And to give you some ideas in terms about things that you might want to do, and Steve, you nailed it there, because me and my business partner, we felt that we wanted to give something back, you know, to the world, like, and we said that we wanted to do like 2 things a year that would really make a difference and raise money for a charity. And on social media was this like lovely, beautiful young girl. She must have been about, I think she must have been about 8 months. Eliza, her name was, but she died of cancer and leukemia. And I watched the whole story, and their parents, and they were trying to raise money, and it just didn't happen. Sadly, she passed. And it just makes you realize how short life is and how vulnerable life is. And that, I think, has had that, like you, that effect on me, is that, like, you know, how lucky we are to be here right now. So we want to do fundraising. So next year we're going to do Everest Base Camp. Just want to go to Everest Base Camp and just go and see Everest, get to the camp, raise money. But we want to do like 1 or 2 big things, like walk across the Pyrenees, or fucking cycle across America, or something. You do, you know, something that just takes you somewhere that you meet new people, somewhere where you get to experience something where you are raising money and doing good. And I think it will be great. And one of the things I'm trying to achieve is a mastermind charity. So something that we maybe all do raise funding for, and maybe we change that charity every year or something. So yeah, Kilimanjaro as well, 100%. So in my head, I would love the whole of the mastermind to be able to get together and go do something like Kilimanjaro, or get everybody together so that we can actually have that. For me, fulfillment comes from feeling progression, but also from giving back. Those 2 things really ultimate me. So I love the idea of the fundraiser, 100%. And I think that's a great way to really connect with yourself and other people, for sure, definitely. And what I love, Steve, since I've met you, is you have gone from this corporate like maniac to like somebody who's completely come out of their shell, completely peeled back the layers, and now all I have to talk about is your kids and your kids. And like, that huge transformation is fantastic. And I think you already do. I think the way that the kids see you now, then like what, 4 months ago, 4 or 5 months, it's huge, right? And you already have that huge impact, which is amazing to see. So it can only get better from here, for sure. Definitely. Good for you, dude. Really good. All the best to your mum.
Thank you very much. Yeah, she's better every day.
Good man. Good. Right, who's next? Let's have a look on the list. Andrew. Come on, you Scottish beauty. Unmute yourself. No, unmute.
There we go. The Scottish beauty is now unmuted.
They're teaching you, feeding you something different up there. Right.
The sun's been out all week, JB. I mean, that doesn't happen up here very often.
Right, tell me what you want out of life, Andrew.
I was writing all this down. Live life on my terms having a bit more self-belief, stop being a miserable prick at times, you know, comparing myself, you know, with society and standards and, you know, kind of victim mentality.
Yeah. What do you want out of life, Andrew?
I thought I just answered that.
No, what do you want out of life? They're things that you want to deal with. What do you want?
I think just to be, just believe in myself and know my abilities, and, you know, being
Why
able to.
don't you do that now? You've been here with us for you've been over a year?
Yeah, I'd say over a year,
So why do you not believe in yourself yet?
I think because I don't live my life in my terms, and I compare myself to other people.
Why? Why does it fucking matter what anyone else does?
I don't know. I think because I was almost 40, you know, when I had my first child, and I'm now 48.
Right.
And like my closest.
Oh, you're easily 55, Andrew.
So you start off with the compliment and then just kind of smack me in the face. You know,
I'm only bantering with you. Why does it matter what age is? Like Andrew, you're an incredible guy. You are a devoted father. You are a supporting husband. There are many blokes out there that are absolute cunts. You are not one of them.
No, and I think at times, you know, I forget that.
You always forget it. Like, you are like my fucking headache, because you don't realise just how incredible you are in what you do.
No, that's kind of you to say.
We don't get used to it. So, but you should have this like belief in yourself. Like we have had a few chats in the background as well and stuff like that, and you know, we banter. And I don't know where the confidence, like the lack of confidence, comes from. And I kind of do. I think some of it's come from your experience that we had when you first started with your job.
I had a really bad, really bad. Not at my current job, but my previous job. I had a really bad experience. I mean, I think that kind of centered around when my son was diagnosed, you know, with Williams syndrome. You know, I had a lot of shit, you know, going on at home, and I was having a lot of shit, you know, going on at, you know, work. And when I think about it, it probably verged in the sense of bullying, but because of everything that was going on, I just, you know, got the spade and just dug a deeper hole. And I think that has completely dented my confidence in terms of my, you know, my kind of work life.
Yeah, I agree. So
and then I get made redundant.
What can we do?
Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No. I'm just trying to get to the point. So,
sure.
What can you do about it?
I think I have to park it and move on.
Do you have to park it? Is parking the right thing to do?
Well, I think I have to maybe deal with it.
Yes.
You know, I got this book. What was it? Steve Bull, The Game. It's all about mental, you know, kind of mental strength and, you know, kind of everything. And I was thinking that might be a good start place, you know, for, you know, quarter 3.
Have you ever thought about counselling?
Yes and no.
I honestly think you'd benefit from some counselling.
Seriously?
Yeah. I definitely think there is some built-up trauma in there.
Yeah, definitely. There is.
Yeah, and you're not dealing with it, and it's like plaguing you, like a disease. And I think you could open up. Like, I'm not a trained counsellor, but the guys in here are not. And I think you could share all of your story, but I think you really need to get into it, like over 6 to 10 sessions of opening up, dude. Otherwise, you know, I don't mind admitting that I don't have counselling, but I work with a mindset coach on my own self-limiting beliefs. Like, you know, and I've been working with them for about 6 weeks, and the unblocking of the stuff that goes on in my head is huge. And there's no shame in seeing someone to help you. Like, do you know what I mean? I think everybody, like, I try to make it pretty clear that I don't have it all figured out. You know, even like I have self-doubt and confidence issues or vulnerability issues. There's stuff that I haven't dealt with as a kid. And that's stuff that I need to get out of my system. It's like I kind of feel like it's like a black cloud inside of us that we just need to extract and detox. And I think when you can find somebody that you can do that with, I really feel that you will reach your potential. And
yeah, I think there's this kind of the what happened, you know, the diagnosis with my son, you know, really, you know, that was a couple of hooks by Anthea Joshua and all that shit at work.
Did you feel helpless
when
your son was diagnosed?
Oh, it was devastating.
Yeah, 100%. But that's not your fault, and it's nothing you could have done to that. The only thing you can do is what you do now, and be like.
Yeah, and I think there was a lot of this. What if? Why was it us? You know.
What could I have done different? What have I done this?
Yeah, and it's just one of these things. I mean, it's you know, having a kid's a risk. You know that a genetic thing can can happen, but as my wife said, Harry's Harry, you know, and that's him.
Yeah.
And I said, and I remember having this kind of conversation, which was weird. I says, suppose we won the Euro Millions, would you spend all that money to change Harry? And she said, no, Harry's Harry, you know, and that's.
And Harry's Harry because of the parenting that you and your wife give him and guide. So when you look at like the stuff that you beat yourself up about, also look at the stuff that you do that really makes a difference, and that what makes Harry Harry. You know, what I mean? And I think you miss all that because you're too busy beating yourself up.
And I think at times, you know, when I'm out with we're out as a family, and you know, sometimes if he's having a tantrum or something like this, I always kind of, oh my God, everybody's looking at us and everybody's
making. Make sure it doesn't matter about any of them, mate. There are kids cry, kids have tantrums, like fucking Alba in the middle of the shopping stall stamping her foot like a little madam. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. You shouldn't either, because you're telling me out of the whole of this world that no other kid cries or tantrums.
No, but I think this is, well, I get that, but I think it's, you know, because at times he doesn't act like a 8-year-old boy.
That's fine. And it's your job to make sure that you're just only there for him, because if you worry about it, he'll build up a self-conscious about it too. So don't deal with it the way you want to deal with it. Don't worry about what anyone else does. And if you're worried about it, he will definitely pick up on it.
So I think if you met us as a family and saw Harry, you wouldn't give a shit, you know.
No, but I'm a dad. Look, most of these guys here are dads. Every single one of them has probably gone through seeing their kids screaming. I was on the train the other day going to get my COVID test. Coming back, there was a little boy just screaming, and I was looking around at the reaction of everybody, and a lot of them are like, "Oh my God!" Like there was 2 young teenagers there going, "Oh my God, sort your kid out." And there was an old woman moaning, and I was just like, "You have no fucking idea how difficult it is to manage a crying kid on a train, and how shit she must have felt as a mum, like trying to contain him." But that is like life. You can't control a kid when they're upset. Like, it's very difficult. You know, they just need love and attention, and that's all you can do without worrying about what anyone else is thinking, dude.
Yeah, I think at times, you know, that, you know, maybe I overthink, you know, you know, kind of things, and I think at times it's a kind of strange one, you know, like not giving an FUCK, but sometimes I feel that might come across as being arrogant.
No. Stop overthinking. So, Andy, we're going to wrap up, because what I want you to do, and I want you to message me I think 3 weeks is enough time. I want you to find a counsellor and have a couple of sessions, and then let me know.
Okay.
Deal?
Yeah, no. That's a good shout, actually.
Tell your wife, communication, understanding, and she'll probably be like, "Thank fuck for that."
She's probably like, "What the fuck are you going to go and do that for? You don't need that."
Then tell her how you feel. I bet you haven't even told her how you feel.
No, you're right.
You right, go and tell her now.
Well, she's working today, but I will.
Home. Tell her tonight. Just say, I had this chat with the boys. This is how I feel. I feel like I feel guilty. I feel like it's my fault. I feel like like communication and understanding, and then go and book yourself some counselling.
Right. Okay.
Well done.
All
Andy.
right. Thanks for your time.
Take care, my man.
All right.
See you. Right, Jace, let's try you again. Can you hear me, mate?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, pretty good.
Good man. What do you want out of life?
I've just been writing a few notes down as you've been speaking. So, things I'd like to achieve. I want to do some travelling.
Good.
I want a motorhome.
Yes. And you can lend it to Grant.
I would like, in my head, eventually, to settle down in Wales near seaside.
Oh, lovely. So what's stopping you from doing all of those things?
Well, I've sort of like, I suppose it's money at the moment, to be honest with you. Travelling and stuff, I've got some things sort of planned in. I sort of went through it with Mrs. about plans that we've got for the next few years and stuff like that.
Right.
So I've got some things that I want to do that we're trying to work towards doing, basically.
Right.
And that sort of Wales thing now is like in my sort of 10 years, 11, maybe 11-year vision. So by the time I get to sort of like 60-year-old, that's what I'm thinking about doing.
Brilliant. So that's a really great vision for 10 years.
Yeah. So so that's what I'm trying to focus on.
Okay.
And Steve Allen made a comment about, like making sure you live a positive impact on your kids.
Yeah.
And that's really important to me as well. So that's where sometimes, I worry that whether I have or I haven't. You did a post quite a few weeks back on, like 4 things. Ask your friends and family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I did that with various people, but I also did it with my 2 children.
Oh, what did they come back with?
So I've written them down because I were really curious. So
there, have you?
Helpful, considerate, funny, ambitious, diligent, adventurous, caring, and precise.
Nice.
So I thought I came off pretty well there.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I would get annoying.
Probably am. I just said, be totally honest, because one thing that worries me is like, over years, I think like with my pressures of work and bits and pieces like that.
Yeah.
I've always been concerned that they've seen me like drinking too much and this, and I've set a bad example for them. Do you know what I mean? And I am always, sometimes I've been quick-tempered and short-tempered and stuff like that. But I also have this other side where I'm like, I am a caring person, but I also can focus on things and put effort into things like I do, like my marathons and stuff like that. I like to sort of say, I like them to see that I don't just do an event. It takes work to get there, effort to get up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
I hope that sort of impacts in the mind. Do you know what I mean? That you can't go through life without putting a bit of effort in. That's what 100%. I'm trying to achieve. Yeah. But then I also think, have I made a bad? Have I been? I know I've been a bad example sometimes, but I try my best, I suppose. But everyone's the same, aren't they? So
tell me any father that hasn't fucking like not been a great example sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like I often like parenting has for me so far in life has been one of the hardest things that I've had to do. I don't know whether sometimes I'm getting it right. like I do in Andy, actually. I used to do in Andy and compare myself as a dad compared to other dads. And I guess my thought process was that if they grow up knowing what's right and wrong, then you can't go, you can look back at your parenting life. And I kind of look at parenting life between 0 to 18 and then 18 plus, because I feel like there's two different parenting types. And you can even break that down again from 0 to 11 when they turn into the old Kevin and Perry type of scenario. Yeah. And then you go from 11 to 18. And I guess the way that I look at it is that, like, by setting the example, but with some reality. So, like, I'm not stupid. I know my practically 14 and 16-year-old kids swear. I know that they're going to have a drink down the common. Do you know what I mean? So I think to myself, right, well, if I say to my boy, do you want a shandy? And he can have a couple of drinks with me at the weekend, you know, a couple of shandies, he's more likely to be more controlled drinking when he starts drinking with his mates, rather than me saying no, and then he builds up that, like, and then goes out and gets fucked. And a year and a half ago, I had to pick my daughter off the floor because she was unconscious, drunk in our local rec. We had to get the ambulance out. Couldn't find a pulse for a minute. It was the worst experience of life. It was awful. But that's because I was too strict. I was too strict and stringent, I feel like, in that respect. And I missed lots of different parts. And I obviously took that quite hard and looked at myself in that respect. But it's being a dad. There's no guide. There's no like tick. This is the right thing to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know it's hard work. I've got one kid. I mean, my kids are pretty much growing up now. I've got one at 19 who doesn't really drink at all.
Yeah.
And I've got my 15-year-old who's currently upstairs. He brought three of his lads or his mates home last night on late notice. They've been to a party, so he's probably had 2 or 3 beers while he's been there. And he's like, I just want to go out and I want to go to Ibiza, Dad. I want to go to Dad. I want to do it all. He's like a party boy. So
do you know what? So, like, with my two, I said that when Bailey was 18, I'm going to take him and my daughter to Ibiza, just the 3 of us, and we're going to go over and get pissed up and just party for the week, so that they can experience that. But like, I think doing things like that as a parent they probably won't want to go with me, by the way, by then. But it's doing things like that really, you know, brings you together as a family, and I without even realizing, if they're saying those words about you, they probably already see what you want them to in you.
But to be honest, like I did put it on group as well, but I wanted to do something nice with kids and that. And one of my 19-year-old's dreams is actually, you know, American wrestling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He wants to go to WrestleMania.
Love that.
I booked it.
Did ya?
We're going. 2023, we're off to Los Angeles.
Fucking hell, that's
and
amazing.
I'm going to do it with other lads not really into wrestling. So I said, look, when, you know, he's into football, so we'll try and do a Euros match or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
But so that's what I'm talking about. It's doing things like that create an endless legacy, because he will never fucking forget that. Like, he would tell his kids, he would tell his grandkids, and that's something that he will never forget. You know, and I used to take the boy up to the O2 and go and watch fucking John Cena and all that. And I was the same as you. I'm going to take him to WrestleMania, but he fell out of love with wrestling. So, you know, he wants to go to a big boxing match now, or a UFC match. And just doing things like that is what his life was all about. Do you know what I mean?
I think so. I sort of felt bad for not taking other ones, but then my wife said, you know, the other one's really passionate about it.
Yeah.
Other ones, he would love to go, but like if you take Charlie, because he's so like full on, he'll take the sort of like glory of it all away from
100%.
Do you know what I mean? So
do something else, mate. 100%.
And you know what you were mentioning earlier on about like transition, moving from sort of like being out of work to going back into work and stuff like that. So I've sort of been a bit like that recent, because I've started pretty much working full time again over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And I, as you probably know, had a massive I spiraled downwards because of work, basically, in the relationship with director. I don't know if I've lost you.
No, me.
I've got you, yeah. So I've been back a few weeks, and I feel like I'm on a bit of an obstacle course with various things in life at the moment. But I sort of lost my routine with stuff, you know, my morning routine and bits and pieces. What I was doing with it, my momentum. But I sort of feel I'm sort of like getting it back, and works, you know, my mindset. I'm finding that because I've removed myself from a sales manager role, because I can't deal with director. I can't change him, and I can't. So I've sort of removed myself from that role, and I'm finding it a lot better, to be honest with you, mate. It's work now. It's like I go in, I work hard, I do my best, I come home and I don't bring it home. Do you know what I mean? So it's a lot better. Yeah.
100%. Mate, good chat. Big win with the WrestleMania. I love that.
Oh, yeah. Nice to speak to you again, yeah.
You too, Jay. Thanks, bro. Cheers. Just Taylor. Right, so we're gonna smash through these. Let's go. I want to make sure that we can get to everyone that's put their hand up. Just, where are you? Are you all right? You're very low, mate. I don't know if it's your Bluetooth.
It might be. Let me say it up. Volume. Let me turn it up.
That's a bit better, mate. It's a bit better. It's just super echoey.
Super echoey. Oh, I'm gonna set that. I'll move to my Jabra.
Just you sort that. I'll come back to you.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. There you go. That was great. Yeah, that's it.
This is my work headset. I'm stuck to the screen now. That's better.
That much better. Right. What do you want from Lice, Just?
I want to grab all the opportunities that are in front of me without sort of taking sight off what's important as well. Okay. You know what I mean? So, because it's quite easy to sort of get sort of home life when all these things are coming in front of you. So I want to get that balance, really.
Give me an example.
Well, tonight's my first gig after a year of lockdown, so I've got a viral gig tonight.
Good luck.
So yeah, it's a bit of a 2-hour jobby, so I've got that tonight, and it's been extended because somebody else has dropped out as well. But after having a year of not having these sort of gigs, I've got a summer full of them. They're booking up, and there's more and more coming in. Somebody's even done some broad ones for next year. I just want to keep the balance that I got over lockdown. I got more connected with my family and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but it's happening. It's opening up. Start my new job next week. That's going to be full on. This side hustle with the DJing and stuff's really going like this.
Okay.
So I just want to keep that balance, really.
So in terms of what you want out of life, you really want to make a difference with some of these gigs that you're doing.
Yeah, well, and the new job, obviously, I want it all. You know what I mean? I want that, and I've had to, with the gigs and that, we've had to start doing a book because obviously it's going to be like a taxable thing now. We're actually getting proper paid gigs and stuff. They're going to be quite big ones as well coming, as well as when I'll release the album in the summer as well, which is on my PD list.
Wow!
When that comes out in the summer, then my own brand will come out as well properly.
Nice.
So it's. If it blows up the way just a normal DJ has, then you just never know. I might be able to just push it over and get out of IT at some point.
Good for you, mate. Good for you. Like this. So this is your thing. This is the big drive. Is like pushing your passion, working in your passion, and almost like that. That would be the ideal situation, right? So leaving the IT and working on your passion.
Yeah, I mean, the 10-year goal for the IT was to become a consultant, so I could work on and off throughout the year. And you know, you do your job for 6 months, and then you come off it, and you just give me time to do this other stuff because this is where my passion is the music and doing that sort of stuff. But it costs. You can pay, but you've got to be really lucky and really drive it as well at the same time. So.
All right. So what would you say your score is overall out of 10?
I'd say I'm at an 8 at the moment. Okay. And I think the reason it's not a 9 is because my eating's not great. If you know what I mean, my health's not the best.
No. So just real quick, I think the thing you have to be aware of is what I spoke about at the beginning is now the change, like the evolution of like the change coming up for you. You're going to be busy, so keep on top of your game. You know, all the basics we're going to make sure we're doing, but as well as still driving, being hungry for what you want out of life.
Absolutely. I think I just want to shout on when I helped you with the 5-day challenge earlier this week as well. That was me grabbing every opportunity, and putting it out there. So, but yeah, what you said at the beginning of this was absolutely spot on for me today. So it's the next few weeks is gonna be a proper challenge. So
100%. It's a test, right? Everything's a test.
Yeah.
Just thank you, mate.
All good. Thank you.
Man. Cool. Right. Next is Robert Gear.
All right, mate. How you doing?
He's on the gear. How are we doing?
No, I'm good, buddy. Good. I'm so glad I'm not the first person that you asked that question to, though.
Got fucking stitched up if you're the first person, aren't you? You're like, So you know the question. What's the answer?
It's one of those. It's actually the scary one. It's almost like you want to go to a sidekick and go, just give me the answer, please. No, it's more. It's almost this idea of being a good dad and being there, being really mobile and fit, but also for myself. There's also a feeling of wanting to be able to give back. Whether that we've not quite worked out whether that's going to be teaching, maybe fostering, or even counselling, but just something where you actually genuinely feel hand on heart you've done something good. But I don't know if that's just because we've been quite strong I work in construction commercially, and I don't know if it's that kind of strong. You meet people and it's almost you're there as a career, and all they think of is money, and it's not what the motivator is.
Yeah.
So I think that's almost pushed me away from that concept of I want to be like a surveyor, money driven for the rest of my life. To actually be nice to do something where you feel like you've genuinely helped people.
Good. So what sort have you? You must have some things in your mind. Have you got anything in your mind that you keep thinking about? So like, how can you do that? But maybe you doubt it.
Just now, to be honest, it's been creating a bit of space, because work was so heavy. I've changed work, and now it's going really well. Actually, the change.
Good.
My new boss is just night and day with the old guy, and there's a much better kind of group of guys, and the balance is starting to come. So it was almost a case of get the balance, get the space, and then start thinking a bit. Because I do like the idea of the counselling in some ways, but it's almost yourself with the jump. It's just how do you bridge the gap? But we did have an experience 7 years ago where we lost a wee one. So a bit of a situation with that. We went through a lot of counselling as well, me and the missus. So from that situation, I think that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
You've kind of got that life experience where and it's helped you having the counselling. So you think, well, you want to kind of give a bit back in that sense. So it's just how we get there.
So I guess you're going to have to get some form of certification, and then working towards that, and then maybe looking at doing something part-time.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be, like you say, maybe getting myself in a coffee house somewhere, sit in Costa for an afternoon and almost work it back and see what would really fit. How would we do it? To be fair, me and the missus have had the conversation, and it's almost going from the stage where we've got young kids just now, so I'm the one that's working, she's in the house.
Yeah.
So as time goes on, the missus will do a bit more of the working. I'll do a bit less kind of full-on commercial working, if you like. So it's maybe split 50-50, and that'll help.
What I like, mate, is the fact that you've already started thinking about avenues and thinking about giving back and knowing what you want to do in terms of having those feelings and emotions, which is really, really good. So I think we have to build on that. And next time we talk, I almost would like to hear about maybe some more concrete plans that you started putting into place in terms of direction. Otherwise, it just becomes something we think about rather than something that we do. And I think the next step is always the toughest step, and it's making a decision and follow and going in on it. But I think like what you said is like really exciting. It's really great. It will definitely make you feel brilliant in terms of the people that you can help. You think about the lives that you could help in terms of sharing the experience that you go through. And I remember when you weren't in that great place, and it was like a bit of a hellhole, wasn't it, with that work? And I think, look how far you've come and where you are now, to the point where you want to help other people, which is amazing.
Yeah, I thought it's weird though, because some ways you feel like at times like you've not achieved that much. And I was looking at some of the kind of quarter stuff, and I'm going, well, I didn't do that. I didn't really read that book. I didn't do this. But in other ways, I feel like I've done quite a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's almost, we're doing quite a lot with the kids just now, and getting home early and making the effort with a few things. And you go, well, that's fine. I've maybe not done these three things, but I've actually done all this.
Yeah.
And I just feel a lot more chilled out, You could
probably,
there is,
you definitely feel it as well, which is really good. And like, actually maintaining a routine is the win. Like, you look at how, maybe you look at life before, you look at where other people are, where they're crumbling. You guys are like your head above water. When your head's above water, you're winning. That's all there is to it. The life jacket you've got on is all of the systems and everything you're putting into play. The extra stuff is like, really challenging you to your depth, to your comfort zones, to what's possible here for me. Okay, nice.
I noticed it the other day, it was something even simple, like I thought I'd left like my main work diary, and I thought, oh no, I've left it in the office, or I've left it lying about the car park. Oh no. And it was almost that difference of a year ago. I'd have been going, oh shit, phoning everybody, going, oh, and I was almost going, all right, okay,
whatever. Mate, it's good to see the progress, and I love listening to you talk, because it's a different conversation from like 9 months ago or so, and it's good to see, mate. Good for you. I'm really pleased for you.
Thanks, buddy. Cheers.
Thanks, mate. Cheers, dude. Jason.
Morning, JB. You all right?
Yeah, you?
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, good, mate. Just got back on the run. Yeah, I can hear you, mate. It's a bit. I think it's just my Wi-Fi just come back on. I've just been out.
Jace, let me come back to you. Get in the house and settled, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, mate. Well done. Right, let's go for Ken. No, sorry, Marquez, who looks like Barbie's husband, Ken.
Cornwall. The only problem is, look, there you go.
It doesn't even look like your head fits your body.
No, it really doesn't. So I'm not looking forward to the 31st if I've got to strip off.
Oh, mate, I love it. You will, yeah, your beanie knickers are like super town boy. Right, what do you want out of life, Mark?
To be fit enough to enjoy it.
Okay. Are you fit enough to enjoy it now?
No, I've just been dying. I've just had the X-ray done on my hips, and it's come up as the mild arthritis in both hips.
Your hips?
Yeah, so I just need it. It says you just need to do exercise and stuff, but I've got to get a physio appointment. That's the job for this week. But I kind of noticed it after a 7-hour drive back from Cornwall yesterday. It should have taken 3.5. Yeah. You kind of notice it more, and as you get towards the big 50, it's more you kind of look and think, God, I don't want to get old, and you just that's what really hit home. And then on the other part of it is there's so many things I want to do, but I need to get in a position with my business and be in the position to sell it or whatever to realize what I can do next, because depending on what happens in the next 2 or 3 years will depend on whether I can just stop work and do what I like, or whether I have to then go and do something else.
Give me an idea of those 2 things that you want to do. Just say it.
I would like to be able to just go and do and teach you corporate yacht training. Do corporate yacht days. So I've been sailing for years, but I need to go and get some other qualifications, which does take time. So I can get those qualifications in a couple of years.
Why in a couple of years? I don't know about your business, but why can't you do it in between your business?
Because I don't want to take the time away from the family as well. I'm in a good place with the family, and I want to make sure, like this last week, just spending time away camping, seeing the kids away from their screens and stuff. I just want to make sure I'm getting the balance right at the minute. And
tell me, like, if you did it, how long? So in terms, I guess there's a theory training and then a practical training.
Yeah.
So the theory training you do at home.
You can, but again, I suppose I just don't want to take on too, because I feel I'm in a good place. I don't want to take on too much. I don't want to have that pressure.
Zones.
I don't want to. No, I don't want to. I think I'm in this last again, just over the last 2 weeks, just again taking the last week off. It's really made me realise, and there's been some discussions at my work. There's been some discussions. I need to put every effort in to maximise my investment in the next 2 years. That's what I need to do to get it out. And that's why I don't think it won't affect what happens in years, but it will this is where I need to but be focused on work without distracting what I've done already, if you know what I mean. But I just need to maximize that investment now.
Give me another example of something you want to do.
Travel again, take the kids, just do another Californian road trip with the family, or
how long? Like what, like 10 days, 2 weeks?
We did 3 weeks before. It was great.
So could you do that in the summer?
No, because of COVID, quarantining and stuff. We're going to Portugal anyway. I've got to do the rest of the body.
When are you going to Portugal? Are you? When?
August. Early August.
Nice. Good. All right. Okay. So I completely respect and understand everything you're saying, because you sound like me. Like I'm always saying, don't take on too much. I just always feel like, you know, if you want to do something, I always feel like you can do it. So like in the round table, I work with Matt Mayo. Have you Matt Mayo? No. So no. He's like a busy. He's very much like you, very busy, like business guy. He's trying to go through selling his business right now. He's just been working on his like airplane license, pilot license, or whatever it is. And he was like you, just at this point where like, just, you know, I've got loads going on. I've got to do this and got to do that and do this. And I said, look, if you, for example, you started your this license, this certificate training on Monday, and like you dedicated 45 minutes to an hour every single day for the next 7 months in getting that done. In 7 months, you've done all the theory you need to do in terms of doing it. Sorry. You've done all of the things that you need to do in 7 months to get you to that place. And you can almost look back and go, fucking hell, I've got it. Like, it's done, it's dusted. And what I find is with a lot of people is that they wait. And 2 years is a long time. And we mull and we ponder and we dwell. And then all of a sudden 2 years comes along and it goes, I've just got to wait another year. I've just got to get that one more year in. And then it comes to another year and you go, just 2 more years. And then we're going to sell the company definitely in 2 years. And then
we said that 15 years ago, a 2-year plan.
100%. Yeah. And Stu's the drama of the next statement I'm about to make. We then turn around and then we're told we've got fucking 6 months to live. Like, and it's true fact. And I'm not bringing like negativity or doubt or anything.
No, you're spot on. My dad passed away at 53, so you know, I've got 5 years left if I'm going to be him.
Do you know, and my dad died at 40 of a heart attack. His dad died of a heart attack at 41, and I was like, at my 37, 38, I was going, well, I've got like 3 years left. So once I broke past that, I was like, and I think a lot of my drive in terms of my fitness, health, and mental stuff is to live to 100. That's my thing. I want to live to 100, fit and healthy. I want to get to that stage. But it's a reality, because really, we could be all fit and well here next week. I could then suddenly pick up symptoms, be told that I've got fucking cancer next week, and then I've suddenly got 3 months to live. And suddenly everything that I wanted to do has just been flushed down the toilet. And I think if we live our life thinking like, in 2 years, in 1 year,
you're right.
And it doesn't all have to be done right now, Mark. And what I'm saying is,
I need to investigate more about how. What I haven't done is looked into the process, and if I'm not looking into the process, then it's going to go, oh, that's going to take time. So, but actually, how can I do it in that period rather than just going, oh, it's going to take too much time? That's what I need to do.
I heard a bit, and remember, it's part of the process of being in a mastermind, because it comes under one of the pillars of your PD. So if I said to you, what's your 3-year plan for PD? Well, it's to get my corporate license in 3 years or in 2 years. You know, it's not, I want you to get your corporate license by the end of the year, and then suddenly you're right, babe, I'll see you soon. But like you say, facts, because the difference between pondering an idea and following through an idea is facts, timings, cost, budget. Like Grant, going on holiday, go and find out how much a camper van costs. What's your budget to spend? Go fucking do it. Do you know what I mean? And
my ADHD has kicked in after he said that. I've been searching Auto Trader at motorhomes.
Like I want one. Like I definitely like one of my good mates here. He transforms like, you know, empty Sprinter vans into like these mobile. If you go on Van Life on Instagram, I'm a big fucking pest, and I look at them opening the doors and you see the view and stuff. And like when my boy's 18 and finished college, we're going to go on a little traveling spree type thing. And, you know, I need to support him through college. I need to support Angelina through college, get her to uni. When they're 18, you fucking either live here by yourself and you pay the bills, or you can come with us. So it's everything I've done. I've been saying that for the last 10 years. It was my 10-year sort of thing that we wanted to do. I've got a savings account from there. I know the places we're going to go. It's still 4 years away, but I'm doing lots of little planning now so that when it comes to it, we just go. And I think that is what's really important for you, Mark. And I think
you're right.
Otherwise, it's just work, directors, work, money. What am I doing for me? And it's something that's passionate to you, right?
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. And if you do want to lift to 100 and be healthy, you need to slow down with your running, because otherwise your knees are going to be fucked.
Fucking my knees will do exactly as what I fucking tell them to do. Fucking hell.
All right. Brilliant.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too, man. Okay, Gavin. Are you there, bro?
There we go. Yep, found the unmute button. So
got you, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, okay.
What do you want out of life, Gavin? Give me some passion.
Yeah, I think actually I probably want similar to Grant. My 10-year goal is to be financially free. I want to be in a position to retire.
Really good.
I'm 49 next week. I don't want to be working when I'm 60. Every morning when I go on my walk, I walk past a really big motorhome caravan dealership. And every day when I look through the gate, you know, I'm sort of looking at all these things lined up. There's hundreds of them. And I'm just like, that is it, you know, that's my 10-year goal, because work's never going to float my boat. You know, I'm not the kind of guy that's ever going to be consumed with work. I would walk away from it. I got other things I want to do, you know, so.
How much is a camper van then these days?
I'm sorry?
How much is one of those camper homes that you look at, or motor homes that you look at these days?
Well, it depends. The one I like is about 80 grand, right?
You know, just let the missus know you're selling up.
Yeah, the one that is maybe a little bit more affordable is down like the 50 grand mark. So.
Okay.
So in 10 years, that's okay. You know, I've got a plan for that, and we're saving away for it. So it's just a case of, you know, head down and get on with it. And
good. So you're kind of like Grant, like most of us, with a bit of a free spirit in you, like as in want to kind of just go and see the world a little bit and travel a little bit. Okay. Mm-hmm. So obviously we're restricted still with the COVID stuff going on. But obviously let's talk about next year, because, you know, I like to feel like the world's heading in the right direction by sometime next year. When it kind of opens up, are there plans to go and explore and see the world?
Maybe not next year, but the year after, I've got quite a big goal. So I'm quite a keen cyclist. I've got a few things that I should have done last year, didn't happen. I've got a few things that were all lined up this year and are kind of shuffled around. I think September is going to be a busy month. And in my 3-year goal is to go and do a big cycle event. So that's probably the year after next for me. I think that's my medium-term focus for me. So that's where it's at.
What are you doing for you now, Gavin?
That's a good question, because I've not had a great month, to be honest. The last month has been a bit difficult. I've struggled with work a bit, kind of sort of fallen off the rails a bit. And it's funny that I've just taken some notes and listening to the other guys, in that, you know, I think in the last few weeks, I've probably just been suffering quite a lot from the old victim mentality. You know, something's gone wrong. You know, one part of life has gone wrong. And I think I've just used it as an excuse to kind of forget all the other shit that's going on. There was something that you said, I think it was on one of the 28 days I did last year. And you said, you know, nobody's coming to help you. No one's coming to save you. You're going to have to do this yourself. And I often think about that, because it's quite a powerful statement. And even in the last few weeks, you know, when I'm sort of thinking, right, this part of my life is not going that great. What am I going to do about it? And it's just trying to pick up the pieces, you know, not always very good for asking for help. And it's too easy just to use it as an excuse. So I've just trying to be focused on put the small things back in place, you know. Let's just accept that most of my life is okay. You know, there's one or two things that are not great at the moment, so just be patient with them. They'll sort themselves out. Focus on the rest, you know. So I've been putting time into my daughter. We've been going for walks. You know, where we live is excellent. We step out of the house and we're in the fields and the countryside. So we've been doing walks, and it's just great, you know, time to catch up with her and the ability to do that. And it's just really good stuff, you know.
Good.
On my way out on my bike today, we've got a club run. So in about an hour's time, I'll be out. It's beautiful sunny day.
Lovely.
It's a day's ride. It's just, you know, trying to focus on the stuff like that, and, you know, keep the focus on the long-term goal. You know, it's every morning walk past that sort of motorhome place and just keep looking, keep thinking, just keep thinking about, you know, how long am I going to have to work? And then I've got the choice to obviously keep working, or, I mean, listening to you know, Mark about his plans for life and so on. I mean, my dad retired at 56 and they're 85 this year. So they've won the game, you know. And when he retired, you know, they went traveling. They didn't have a lot of money, but they had enough. So they were able to go on holiday and do lots of stuff and engage in their passions, you know, the fishing, the gardening, stuff like that. You look at that and you think, you know, do I want to go to work or do I want to do that shit, you know? And it's definitely, for me, it's about shortening that horizon.
I agree.
You know, I ain't working until I'm 65, that's for sure. So when can it happen, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree. So I'm going to ask you a question. What are you doing for you?
What sort of time frame?
Right now, in this present moment, in the next few weeks, what are you doing for you?
I'm going to focus on probably what is my most important goal, which is to get the weight back where it needs to be, and I'm going to get a headspace back into the cycling, because that's what floats my boat.
Okay, so cycling. All right, so that's good. So basically, what I'm getting at is that when we spoke today and when we spoke last month, so that's almost 2 months where work has definitely got on top of you, 100%. So you're definitely falling out of love. You've fallen out of love with your job. You've fallen out of love with that part of your life. And I definitely feel that's having a knock-on effect. Now, the reason I persist in asking that question is because if you don't have something for you when work gets like that, life becomes very miserable. Right now, I don't know if you follow my vlogs or like my stuff anyway, but I've really put a lot of effort into me doing my golf. Like you know, when I have stresses and like overwhelms and overthinking, you know, just realities of life, that's my go-to. Going to the golf range, just swinging like 100 balls, just having that time just to me, no phone, no nothing, and running again, you know, training for my next event. And those two things allow me to invest time and energy into my own thoughts, my own visions, dealing with every external factor and chaos. And I feel that you don't do enough for you. Like, you're a great dad, you grind it out at work, you graft at it, you've got vision. But what I mean is, when you go back to the 5-day, how are you being at the top of the priority pyramid? And that's what I just like. You don't have to answer that right now. It's something I want you to ponder over the next few weeks and kind of think to yourself, what can I do more of that allows me to have a passion and to be able to come away from that work environment, you know, actually just have some time out. Having time out from the family is good. Like, you know, how can I just connect with me? And when we talk about the relationship pillar, we're not talking about the relationship with our family and friends and work colleagues. We're also talking about the relationship that we have with ourselves, the internal dialogue. And I find that really becomes something we really connect with when we're doing something for us. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it does. I can relate to that a lot, because the cycling is when I spend my time thinking. It's many things, right? You know, it can be hard work, it can be sort of training and you know, it can just be a little bit of solitude as well. I mean, last weekend I went out and did a long ride on my own, rode through some beautiful places, and just fairly relaxed ride, and just a lot of thinking going on. Today's different again. It's out with the club. It's very social. It's just mixing with people and just having a laugh. And the group of folk that are going out, it's not going to be physically stressful for me. So it's just an opportunity to enjoy it. And I just want to do more of that, you know, and use that as like the antidote. And
100%, it is the antidote. And I like reach out to me on the app as well, and tell me what more you're going to do for you right now, because I'm hearing what you're going to do in 10 years, and all of that stuff is fucking great. And in 3 years, that's great. But like now, it's like what I was just saying to Mark there, like, you know, what if tomorrow everything changes? You don't want to look back and go, I didn't catch it every fucking possibly opportunity to do something for me and live a little bit of my life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's key, because, you know, when things go wrong, it's very easy it's what I've been doing. It's like, okay, just let the diet go today. It doesn't matter. You know, I'll just eat the chocolate bar or whatever. And it's just about trying to stay on top of that, and a bit more gratitude for all the other stuff that's gone on in life, and
100%
get back on it, you know.
Good. All right. So next time we talk, what I want to see is like a ball of passion, you know, and work's not bother. Yeah, work might be shit, but you have your antidotes.
Yeah.
All right.
No, that's cool. Definitely. Cheers.
Good, Gav. Thanks, mate. Cool. Right. Let's rattle through these. Neil.
Morning. You all right?
How's it going?
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Neil, tell me what you want from life.
More balance.
More balance. Is that what you really want from life? Out of everything in life, that's what you want. You want more balance.
That's in the short term. In the long term, I want pretty much like everyone else, traveling, good family.
Why is there no balance, Neil?
Work. Too much at work. My mind's too much on work at the minute.
Why?
We're just trying to finish up and wrap up all the projects. And then once they've all finished, we can then reassess the situation, because of everything. When there was all the lockdown, everything just came on top.
Okay. How are you going to change that?
We're nearly there. We're at the end of the last project now, so we just need to get back on our feet and get.
That sounds like corporate talk. How long? How long before the project finishes?
About a month.
Okay, so you're going to be unbalanced for another month.
Probably, but I'm trying to get unbalanced.
Not the fucking. That's not the answer I want you to give me. I want you to tell me how you're going to.
I'm getting better.
Okay, all right. So, in terms of misbalance, are you currently doing anything in terms of your health?
Yes, yeah, I'm doing a lot of walking. So every morning, get up and do a walk most mornings. Trying to do some at-home exercises. Tracking calories, it could be better. I'm tracking them most of the time, but I'm getting. Sometimes I get a bit slack with tracking. Family's good.
Okay, good.
Spend a lot of time with that.
Are you stressed out, Neil?
I do get stressed. Yes.
You're definitely
in my mind. I'm stressed.
You yeah, definitely. You what happens with them when you start the next project and you start working on that, and then we lose the balance again?
If I can get everything put in, the systems in place, it won't be as stressful again.
Okay, so basically what I'm getting at here, Neil, is that there is always going to be some chaos in your life in terms of work. Like every single person here is going to be busy. We've got chaos. What I mean is, what's the root cause of what, and you don't have to answer this right now because I don't believe you know the answer right now, but what is the cause trigger? What is the key trigger to you not being balanced in general? Because as soon as the next project comes along, you're going to follow the same sequence of events that are going to lead to the same result. So something is going wrong somewhere, whether it's your lack of control, whether it's the expectations of others on you, whether it's the expectations of yourself or how you perceive yourself to be in front of colleagues or peers. Something is triggering you to have the misconception of balance, because you can't keep doing it forever, right? You can't keep having imbalance after imbalance after imbalance of every project that comes along. Like, we've all got projects
Yeah.
and stuff coming on, and there's all times when we have to fucking put in the work and have to do a 14, 15-hour day. Like, it might be just for a couple of days or a week to get a project seen over the line, but it can't be a regular occurrence.
No, that's right. It's. I think we're going to get some more systems in place and get everything more organised. There's a lot of chaos. As you say, it's chaos. Every day is chaos. It's
Are you talking about you? Are you talking about you here?
I try and get balanced. It's the relying on other people, builders, contractors.
Okay.
Being let down by suppliers.
Okay.
Everything just seems to come back on me to try and sort it all out.
Are you the project manager?
There's two of us. We sort of joint project manage.
So why is he not getting any of the flack and any of the shit as well?
I think he does as well, but he gets to do his side of it, and I do my side of it.
Right. Okay. Do you communicate? How often do you communicate? How often do you communicate?
Daily.
Okay. Cool. So I just have to say, dude, like, in the long term, over the next 5 years, like, you have to like nail this. Remember the priority pyramid?
Yeah.
You are at the bottom of it.
Yeah, that's at the minute. Well, I'm getting on top of things. I'm getting on top of things.
So I don't want you to get on top of things. I want you to own things. By the time we talk next month,
yeah,
like, and continuously reach out to me in the app with updates.
Yeah.
When you tell me what you are doing in terms of getting on top of it, and like, that's not. I'm not going to chase you up with that. That's something I want you to meet me halfway with and give me on a Sunday night. Tell me what you're doing to avoid imbalance in your work.
Yes. Yeah.
If you like, as a bit of extra accountability. Obviously, I'm not here next week, but when I get back, I should almost have a couple of updates from you telling me about the things that you're going to do to avoid that.
Yeah.
And I know I'm coming across quite strong, but you have done so well to get to a point. Like, you know, we've come a long way with you. I don't want it to fucking come that far to then just start going back down the other way.
Yeah, because it's I'm getting there. I've got all my family sorted. My health is nearly there. It's getting better.
Yeah.
Personal development's grown as well with all this. Learning. I'm learning sort of pretty much every day, either reading or podcasts.
Good.
Health is getting there. Family's good. It's just the work.
The positives, mate, but there's just the slight signs and symptoms, and I just, maybe it's intuition, but I can fucking tell that the start of the crumbling, there's cracks, and you have to start fucking making sure those cracks are dealt with.
Yeah. And then get everything sorted, and it's like go traveling. People talking about getting the vans and traveling around for 6 weeks or what have you.
Do it, Neil.
I'll do it. Yeah, that's the plan. We'll get
okay. All right.
Get out and about and
if it all becomes too much, Neil, message me and I'll help. Obviously, that's my job to help you sort that out. So if you don't message me and let me know that, I can't guess that. So I'm here, John's here, Mikey B's here. You can reach to any one of us to help you nail something if you're struggling with it.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Okay. Good man. Good to talk to you.
Good. Cheers. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you, Andy.
Good lad. Rob Pitt. Welcome to the Mastermind, Rob Pitt, everybody.
Hi guys. Hi, JB.
All right. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Apart from not having slept again, but that's just standard for me, really. So I don't know why it happens. It just does. Anyway, what's up?
What do you want from life, Rob?
I want some satisfaction. No, I want lots of satisfaction. That's what I want from life. And I want to go about it by spreading happiness and trying to help other people find productivity as I find my own, and spreading satisfaction as well. You know, that sort of thing. I want to work in the community. I want to start some community groups. Go in that like I've been doing some stuff with some Action for Happiness. They run groups, and I want to get something going in the community where we try and spread positivity and more things in the community. And I just want to get going. I want to get going. I want to get out of neutral. I want to get going.
Good man. I love your fucking energy, honestly, on the 28-day lives as well. Like you were saying, I'm so glad you stayed with us as well. So, mate, I think that is brilliant focus. So what's the first step to make that happen?
Well, the first steps, I mean, I've already taken the first step. The first step for the community stuff was to go and speak to Action for Happiness and join one of their groups. So I did. And it was part of my North Star plan. I put it on there. I've already done it. And they come up with lots of ideas on how I could go about opening my own local version of it. They're talking about all sorts of things, like getting involved with doctor surgery to get prescriptions to join Action for Happiness, and I also thought that I've got a wellness coach who spoke to me recently because as you know, I've got my own mental health condition, and I thought I could speak to him about whether he'd want to be on board with something like that. If he was on board with it, then that could funnel people their way, and also I've got to look after my own health, so I'm starting the accountability system that I'm spreading about. This based a bit on what you said about rewards. So there's rewards on it, and there's penalties, financial penalties. We have to donate to charity, or time penalties. You have to volunteer to charity, or pick up litter if you can't find a charity to volunteer to. And I'm getting going really. I'm already taking steps.
I love it. I love your energy, Rob. Honestly, it's really inspiring and great to see, dude. And like, that's passion, right? You've got passion right there for what you're doing and your projects that you're going into. So like, well done, dude. And obviously enjoy the process of getting to know, being the mastermind, and being part of this group, this family, man. You're going to have a lot to offer. A lot to offer. Keep me posted on those projects.
Thank you, JB. I will, and thank you for letting me talk.
Anytime, man. You're always welcome. Good man. All right. Stuart Barnes.
Morning.
How you doing?
Not bad, thank you.
Good. What do you want to do, mate? What do you want out of life?
What do I want out of life? Retire at 60.
How old are you now?
54.
Okay. Are you on target?
I'm on target financially. I want to retire to a house in the Spanish mountains.
Oh my God, yes.
We're on target with that, but I think it's kind of bigger than that. I want to retire feeling like I've done a good job. I don't want to retire with regrets. I want to have. Sorry?
What do you do?
So I run a charity CEO. So from the work point of view, I'm on target.
Yeah.
Charity's been my life. My degree is in charity management. I've been working in it sector for forever. This week was kind of a pinnacle. We got the Queen's Award, which is the organisation equivalent of an MBE in the honours.
Amazing for you. Congratulations.
Which is fantastic. But that's kind of spurred me on. I've got 5.5 more years, so there's another project in me yet.
Good.
So started the process about replicating the charity in another area.
Right.
Looking at a big £7 million build. So yeah, always kind of been driven right from school and being the odd one out. Just felt this need to prove myself. Some of it's probably unhealthy, but it also drives some success, I hope.
100%.
I think the other one is health. I want to be healthy enough to enjoy retirement. And I think, like some of the other people today, you know, my dad died in his 40s, his dad died in his 40s. I've got past that now. And I think I'm doing all right on that. I think, as some of you know, like 2 years ago this week, I had a big accident. Wasn't expected to survive the ambulance journey. Did. Health has had to be quite focused. 2 years on, I'm still on crutches. But I'm getting there. This program's really helped. The kind of calorie thing is a big thing when you're not as mobile. So I'm 11 kilograms down since February.
Incredible.
I can swim further and faster than I can walk now, which is great. Pretty much doing a mile a day.
Love it.
So we're on that. I think family, kids as well. That's hard work. We adopted our kids, and let's say they've been challenging.
Yeah.
The younger one was born withdrawing from heroin. That led to 10 years of behavior issues. The other one, he'd been moved 33 times before he came to us, and some deep-seated problems. So, you know, I've spent plenty of days getting him out of the police station and stuff like that. But they're both doing great. Both went to uni. Both bought their own houses. There's still some support there. I think, you know, what's lacking, and I still haven't learned my lesson from my accident, is live now. You know, I've got that great plan, but the reality is it might not happen. I might not get there. So that's the challenge. And I think what you were saying, you know, right at the beginning of the meeting, I'm slipping into that a bit. You know, I've been working right through, but because of lockdown and because of injuries, I've been working from home a lot, but now I'm back. And that brings with it a 100-mile-a-day commute. Wow. And I think that I've lost that time and I haven't readjusted that yet. So I have lost that bit of personal focus.
Yeah.
So I haven't lost the positivity. I haven't lost the drive, but I've got to be careful I don't. And I've got to pull that back quickly.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the other thing for me, the big challenge is I've put a lot of focus into work. I love it. You know, I do actually love my job.
Right.
And my health and my family and relationships and friendships out of work have suffered, and you suddenly wake up and realize they're not there. Yeah. And I've got to sort that as well. So yeah, I think on the whole, I've got a vision, I'm on track, but there's still a good few years to get there, and life isn't quite what it should be on the way.
Yeah, it's true. So I think I echo a lot of the comments coming through, but like what you've done is so inspirational. Like, I think you've taken the situation and you've got through it, and you are where you are, and you're managing to lose all that weight that you have done by using your strengths, which is like managing nutrition, and largely in the swimming. You have a job that you're passionate about. I don't know many people that are passionate about their jobs as you, and you know, I think it's very fulfilling in terms of work versus the reward of seeing your efforts in the community and helping the people within the community, getting your award, which is like incredible. So I wouldn't be too harsh on yourself. You know, I think you are suffering from what I mentioned at the very beginning, like you've stated already. The evolution is the game's changing slightly for you, and you have to find a way within that routine where you can still make sure that you're getting something. Now, is it 100 mile, like 50 there, 50 back?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I used to do it when I was in the military. We used to live in Plymouth, and I used to drive to Exmouth and back, and it was about the same. Now it's like it's a fantastic opportunity to be able to consume a lot of knowledge and content, like via podcasts, audiobooks, you know, autobiographies. And when it comes to your personal development might be that commute. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That in terms of that development, that's great. And like the transition, that being part of your transition routine is kind of like before you leave, doing the brain dump, like getting in a car, transitioning moods, emotions, dropping stuff, and then almost leaving the armor at the door before walking through the door and then being dad. You know, you can actually incorporate a lot of your next day planning at the very end of the day. You do it all at work, so that actually by the time you've got quite a good journey, well, I don't know, maybe an hour, I don't know, can't remember how long it takes, about an hour, to be able to transition at that mood, to visualize like things that are going on in your life, how to improve the way you want to live your life, the direction that you're going. But I think the direction you're going is great. And I think you have the mental fortitude to be able to redirect, refocus, the path slightly so that it doesn't consume you. And mate, I think what you're doing is fantastic. Great work, honestly. Really good, really good. Good answer as well. Fucking hell.
They're pretty good, but it just needs a bit of adjustment to.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Not to lose what I've gained over the last months on this program.
And you know what the biggest win is? Is that you said that to me. Like, so you have now that self-awareness to be able to go, this is how I need to change it. Like, I'm not having to tell you to do that. And that's from you working on yourself in this program all that time, going, I'm like, my self-awareness levels are so much bigger. You know, your self-awareness levels are so much bigger, which is great. It's good for you, dude. And if you do struggle, you just reach out to me or John or Mike, and we square you away with some ideas and some systems, and we try and make it work.
Oh, great session this morning.
Congratulations on your award, again, dude. I think is outstanding.
It's a team award.
Yeah, definitely. You and your team is brilliant, but you lead the team, remember? So they follow your flame. So good stuff, dude.
Yes, thank you.
Cool. All right, Graham.
All right.
Yeah, you know the question. Let's rattle through these. Tell me what you want from life, Graham.
Right, I think I'll get fairly concise now. So what I want for life is when I die, from 2020, basically I have lived and not existed, because that's where I was for about 10, 12 years. In terms of legacy, it will be that the kids in particular and people just remember us as a good guy and not a nice guy. And I've got kind of the layers underneath that of what I'm going to be doing for the next 5 years to achieve that.
Okay, so how are you going to live?
Well, basically, work. I've taken control. I hate that phrase because that's idiot Boris's phrase, but I've taken control. I'm doing it on my terms. I'm enjoying the teaching. I'm running a health and wellbeing program, which I'm really getting into. That's back. The passion's back for that sort of thing. But keeping management, I've got boundaries in place for that. Working well with the kids. My middle one's autistic, so I've got a plan in place for supporting him back into education over the next 2 years. The weight's coming down, back into cycling. I'm organising the squash team. I've got them back training over the summer.
Nice.
So so it was me basically got them saying, well, let's get our arses in here twice a week and get training again. So it's a social thing and a fitness thing. Personal development, I've got signed up for 2 Open University courses, one on mental health and one project management. So that's part of the plan to transition to part-time teaching, part-time something else in the next sort of 3 years. So I think I've got a balance of work's under control. I've got a direction, I know where I'm going. Health's, improving, and I'm doing stuff for myself. That I'm enjoying.
Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? Fucking hell! Right. So, what a transition already. I know you've been with you were one of my very first way back years ago.
Yeah.
Went through that, and you had to go through that, and you had to go away, and you almost didn't even come in here. And you, I really admired you and your commitment to yourself. And I think you just that little direct thing there, you just proved to yourself that you've made the change.
Yeah. As I say, it's about taking control it's about having the top line vision and then planning underneath how you're going to get there, sort of thing. So I kind of really know what I'm doing for next year's all going about the boy, because he's autistic and he needs supported back into education.
Yeah.
It's also about me working. I'm enjoying it again.
Good.
Planning my way out of it, transitioning out of this career, because I love helping people in teaching. It's just the system's broken.
Yeah.
And I don't think teaching's for anyone over 50 anyway nowadays. It's just not. You really don't want to be doing it after 50. So I just all those things. I feel I've got a direction to travel.
Good for you. Good for you, mate. It's really great to hear. I've really got nothing to say because you've got it all figured out. Which is great.
I think that's why I wanted to come on, is just kind of say, I've kind of got the direction and all the rest of it. And I think the other thing I just wanted to say was, so people are now going back to work and all the rest of it. For me, the lockdown was a chance to kind of reset, and I've gone back. And I keep telling people, don't go back to the new norm. The new normal shouldn't be the old normal for 90% of people. It should be on your terms. There's going to be a big push from whoever you work from to try and catch up and it's oh, we're all going to have to kill ourselves to get back to where we were. And I think it's up to individuals to say, not fucking doing it. You know, that's the bottom line.
You fucking should be taking my job or not. I'm just fucking like fucking hell. Honestly, mate, good for you, Graham. Like genuinely super proud of mate of you, and
well, thanks so much.
And like where you've come from. I where you were on the 28 day, and to see you listening to talking to you like that is like really, really like for me is that's job satisfaction. You know.
No.
Good for you. I'm really pleased for you, dude. Let's just keep that going.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's about I'm just so glad I did say, as I said, it's like where I'm financially, and it's just like no, fuck it. I need to make the investment to just make it work and have the accountability because I probably could. If I left tomorrow, I'd be back in 2 months. I'd be one of these phone calls going, oh, well. I think certainly at the stage where I was before I started, I wouldn't be able to do it. You need that structure and accountability. And all the rest
Good for you, mate. Good
for
you.
I sound like an advert for you. I'm not being paid.
You sound like you sound fucking like. But everything we talk about is like it's there. It's implanted. It's implanted. Good, Graham. Good stuff. Well done.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you.
Right, let's go. How many we got left here? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, last 5 guys. Let's do it. Rich.
Me?
Are you there? How you doing, Rich?
Hello, mate. Yeah, well, I've been, like a couple of lads have said, I have to apologise because the last sort of couple of months you talked about people unravelling, and I allowed myself to unravel. I was basically going through promotion process, and I just let a load of overwhelm really get on top, load of self-doubt. Trying to manage a team online over the last year. I lived by myself. I've had 3 house sales fall through, relationship end, and it's just sort of, I started the 28-day program before the end of last year, really kicked on up until about March. Yeah. And then my, this end of March, start of April, started to not sleep well and all that shit. Basically gave up my routines and all of the stuff that you should double down on. And then and instead of fell back to what's the alternative, it was like, oh, I'll have a drink. And then it all went tits up.
Old habits dying hard.
Yeah. And then I'm out the back of that. And then this last couple of weeks, I've probably hit a wall to the point where I was like, and I've reached out, like you've mentioned, I've reached out for counselling that I can get through work.
Yeah.
And been to docs and what have you, bits and pieces, and just sort of tried to just look after myself, because even though once the interview was over, I thought, right, party time. But what I needed to do was rest instead of, and then I had to work really hard because I'd sort of put that on the back burner and being selfish at work and sort of said, not manage stuff. And then as soon as that finishes, you realise you've got to pick up all the shit that you didn't do. And then you feel the pressure, and then like plans for the weekends, and then you're out all the time and you're not actually resting. That priority fucking work is like up here now, and I am down there, and I nearly sort of broke this week, if I'm honest. And it's just like,
well, I think you were talking about last time we spoke. I think you were talking about coming on the round table. I definitely, if you can do it, I definitely think you should invest in it, like for sure. And I remember that us having like a conversation last time about coming on board. Like I think for you, so much has happened in such a small amount of time that it's completely just fucking knocked you for 6. And it's almost like being stunned when you get hit. You're like, what the fuck is going on? What do you want out of life?
Well, I wrote it down, but really I think fit, healthy, travelled, aligned to myself, I think is the most important thing. But really, like, I feel as though like, what the lads have said, a job I love, wife, kids, time, rich, van life, dogs, beach, sun, all the stuff that everyone wants. But I think aligned to myself, where I'm like super, like living in alignment, like completely. That sounds a bit like.
No, it doesn't. I get it.
But I feel as though like my sort of, when your body sort of reacts when it's trying to tell you something, when you're doing things and you think, it's sort of like, I'm going for this promotion because that's what you do. That's what's being expected, and that's what I've sort of wanted-ish financially, but then I sort of think, do I want it now? And then now that it looks like I'm probably going to get it, I'm like full of self-doubt and like sort of shitting my pants whether or not I'm good enough. And like, you know, is it going to be, is I then going to, the priority going to be like, it's where I can't shift? And I'm just like, that's causing me a lot of too much in my mind, you know, too much in my mind. Yeah.
I think so. I think what you have to go away in this month now and realize is figure out back to basics. Like go and watch all of those back to basics videos. Go and figure out like what you're doing for you in terms of your life right now. Like what am I doing for me right now? Because with promotion comes sacrifice. You know, with a bigger paycheck comes sacrifice. You know, and I don't mean to say that just to scare you, but you know, I've worked with many guys who have taken the pay cut because they just didn't want it, just affected their life, you know.
But, I'm considering that already before I've even got it.
Well, I think you should give it a go. I think you should give it a go. I think you should give it like 3 months and go, look, I'm going to do this for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then like see how it affects your life, see how it affects you. And I always kind of think, you know, the world or us in the world, I used to, when I very first started in business, I always used to chase the shiny object, and it was always money over time. And that was one of the biggest mistakes that I made. And we all make mistakes and we always get it wrong. Whereas now it's literally like, for me, it's everything is about time. Living life on my terms is about the freedom that I allow myself, you know, about living life. If I want to go and do my school runs, I will. If I want to take a day off, I will. If I want to go and play 9 holes, I will. And it's kind of like being in control of your own life. As soon as you get promoted, it's like being handcuffed. And you like are all going into a promotion where you haven't got your basics right. So my concern is for you is getting those basics right and having just a Bobby basic routine, morning routine. Like the morning routine is essential for you more than anything. And if you need a place to start, I would say get your morning routine squared away.
Right.
100%, definitely. And build on that. Like, and just build on that. And stop drinking. Don't drink.
No, off it 2 weeks now.
Yeah, just don't drink. Be clear-minded with your decision making. Listen to your gut. Like your gut has a way of telling you what's right and what's wrong. And you know, if your gut is saying to you, I should be chilling out, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be going in that direction, like listen to it. Like if anything I've learned in my 43 years of being on here is like, when I haven't listened to my gut, I've made a mistake. You know what I mean? So build that. So number 1 for you, go and watch all the back to basic videos. Okay. Number 2, get your morning routine squared away, like nailed, absolutely nailed. Okay. And then kind of number 3, consider the round table and coming to work with me a lot in a like every day I'll be on you, Monday to Friday anyway. So if that is something that's feasible for you. And then when I get back from holiday, I'll check in with you and see how you're doing, because you've got to find that control. Because
and what happened is I didn't reach out, you know. I've sort of reached out to my support network, but not to yourself, stuff like that.
That's what I keep saying to everyone. Like, you fucking send me. I spoke to 2 lads, you know? 2 lads this week, and fucking squared them both away within 10 minutes, just because they're overthinking. You know, John does the same. Mike is going through everybody right now in terms of trying to get through everybody and phone everybody. You know, we've got 3 people to be able to help you, like who have been there. Like Mikey's done this for 2 years. John has been with me for 4 years. You've got all of those ambassadors. You've got me. And if you keep it to yourself, you're not doing yourself any favors.
Yeah.
Right. But we can. But the good thing is, from here we only go up. All right. But you're gonna want it. You're gonna want to work your fucking nuts off to get this.
Yeah.
Because what's the alternative?
Exactly.
What is you don't want to be in that place, and I can see you're stressed out, slightly vulnerable, upset, and it like you don't want to be in that place.
No.
I've been there, like, so let's fucking nail it.
Will do. Cheers, JB.
All right, happy?
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers,
keep me posted. Like when I come back from holiday, I want you, if you want to message me every day and tell me what you're doing, then do it. That's fine. Like I don't have to reply to every single one, but if it makes you feel better and it lets me know how you're getting on, then fucking just use that as a tool.
Okay, man.
You get to that point where you feel like, I feel better. I'm in the place. All right. So let's start turning the tide.
Thanks, man.
Good lad. Well done, mate. Ben.
Morning, JB. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, bro?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Yeah. So obviously the question, just to be happy, really, to be like a positive influence on my kids, my friends, my staff. You know.
Are you happy
around me? You what, sorry?
Are you happy?
I feel like listening to everybody on this and sort of other people's experiences and stuff, it is like therapy, isn't it? Because you realise that everyone else has got the same sort of doubts and over analysis that I have. I think what I struggle is to like just sit still for a minute and reflect and kind of appreciate what I've got or have achieved. Because if I look at myself now compared to a year ago, before I did this, like it leaps and bounds, you know, in terms of health. Like I could never, you know, a year ago, if I'd tried to run a half marathon, I'd have probably made about a mile and then collapsed. Like work, I'm much more structured and organized, much better with the kids, much more patient, much more organized, that kind of thing. Like the school run in the morning, rather than being 20 minutes everybody shouting at each other, where's your jacket, have you brushed your hair, this, that, the other. It's like operation, you know, done, food, relaxed, everyone's just chilled. On the PD side, like reading more, and just kind of having things in the diary to like look forward to, or to, I don't know, like benchmarks, I suppose, something like that. I do, I think I struggle to reflect. I think I always feel like there's not enough time to do everything. I think that's
maybe you're over planning.
You what, sorry?
Or are you over planning?
I don't know. I don't feel like I'm.
In terms of happiness, mate.
Yeah.
Out of 10, what would you rate yourself? Obviously, no sevens here.
I'd like to say 8, but probably really 6.
Okay. So what do we need to do to get it to an 8?
I think that's the problem, JB. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like.
Where do you feel unhappy?
I think I've just been used to just beating myself up. That's how I've always been in life. I just shred myself. And now that I still got that attitude, but when I sit down and think, fuck me, I've actually made some progress in the last year, I just can't really reflect and accept it.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Just fucking let it go. Like literally let all the stuff, the small things go. I think you're setting your standards fucking up there somewhere, and your expectations of yourself, and you let it go if it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, one thing Rob Pitt mentioned earlier about that action for happiness. I just Googled the website actually while I wasn't ignoring anybody else, but I was doing, and I'm really terrible at doing more than one thing at the same time. I'm always like saying now, thinking like, I've got to mow the lawn. Fuck, it's 20 to 10. Fuck, I need to do that. And then I've got to go swimming. And, you know, I don't know. I think I try and do too much or something.
Yeah, you're frantic. You relax. Like, I think you're heaping pressure on yourself. But I get it, because I do. But like I'm getting better, much better at doing it. But you're beating like, oh my God, I gotta do this by then, I gotta do this by then. Like, just like relaxed, Ben. Honestly, I don't think you realise how far you have come. Like, you've done so incredibly well over the year. Like, you are in such a great place, but there is a danger of it becoming such an obsession that it becomes an OCD. And as soon as it becomes an OCD, and if things are not happening the way you want it to go, you then start beating yourself up. And that internal dialogue that goes on in here is that I'm failing. I'm not doing what I said I was going to do. Like, you should be in love with the process. You should be enjoying the process. No one's perfect. Not like I don't. There's things that I don't do, and if it doesn't happen, I go fuck it. And I think who was it that was saying it the other in one of the ones earlier? was saying that if something didn't happen or they lost something, I think it was Rob who was saying if he lost something, he would normally fret and panic and be like, oh my God. And he just went, oh well. You know,
I am enjoying the process, JB. I just feel like it's almost like a rolling stone. You know, it's just got this momentum behind it now. And now I want more. I want to cram even more in, which is I don't know how to be ambitious but not be.
How old are you, Ben?
42.
Okay. So
well, no, 42 next month. Yeah.
Okay. You got another 40 years, easily 40, 50 years on the planet. If you try and cram it all in the next immediate future, do you know what I mean? You're going to burn out. You've got the rest of your life to achieve stuff, and achieving stuff right now is important. But it's kind of like when I ask you what you want, what are you doing for you? Are you training for the marathon?
Yeah, well, so the half marathon, I did the program perfect, nailed it. Did the half marathon at the end of March, wasn't it? With Pete Hartles, who was in the group. Yeah. Did a 1 hour 50, which I was like absolutely chuffed with, because I was always sort of a sprinter at school, not a distance man. And as I say, a year ago I was just a lazy fucker. Oh well, relatively. So yeah, that was good. Then I got COVID. I was just dead for like the whole of April. So it just fucked me up really in terms of program. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to do it, and part of my sort of, I don't know, mental forcing myself to do things. I'll make it. They'll fucking kill me because I haven't done enough training for it, but I'll do it. I mean, I'm going to do 15 miles tomorrow and try and get nearer to it, but I'm off. You know, way off the plan because I lost a third of the time really.
You do is just to let go. Like that's next month when things don't go your way, just let them go. Don't try and cram everything in. Don't try and change the fucking world overnight. You are progressing nicely, like momentum wise. But if you keep going the way you're going, mate, you're going to beat yourself up and you won't appreciate everything you've done. Like just stop for fucking an afternoon. Go for a coffee by yourself and write down everything you've achieved. You'll be like, oh my God, look at all that I've just achieved. Like honestly, you'll be surprised.
Yeah, you're right, JB. I don't know. It's just not in my nature. Or you know, maybe that's the wrong mindset, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, that's
ego. You gotta fucking let it go. You gotta reflect. Chicks are fucking brilliant at this. They fucking like, you know, oh my God, wherever come from, wherever gone, you know, flows in. Like, just fucking write down everything you've done. Like, allow yourself some vulnerability to appreciate your work so far. Because if you don't, then you fucking never move forwards, man.
I was actually doing that a bit, listening to the other people, because as I say, I can understand that other people are in the same boat. You just kind of, I don't know. Yeah.
Are you coming down on the 31st?
Well, meant to be going to Portugal, but that's obviously, as of yesterday, that's probably not. But on the beach, I won't give my money back until it's reviewed in 3 weeks. So I'll have to wait and see, mate. If I'm not abroad, I'll definitely come.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Yeah. Cool. All right, Ben, good work. And just work on just
chilling the fuck out. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Okay. Out, honestly. Like you're killing it. You are killing it.
Thank you.
Well done, mate. John, what do you want out of life?
Good morning. I think simply for me is not to fear.
Fear.
That probably sounds a bit weird, but yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot. And sorry,
fear for love.
What I think I fear most of all is letting my kids down. Although I'm not. And if I look back and reflect everything I've achieved since the start of that 28-day program, when I was an absolute mess.
Yeah,
I've had some tough times, and when I'm in those tough times, I sometimes get stuck into those tough times and think that that's all it is ever going to be. Yeah. But you know, there is always an out of it. It always comes out of afterwards. But now, for me, things are when I stop and reflect a bit. Everything I've put in place has worked.
Have you given yourself permission to stop fearing? No, you haven't, because you would have said yes by now.
No.
And so just say, I don't need to fear this. Like literally, the more, do you know, the more the things that we feel are usually a direct response of our own internal voice. So inside of your head, if you're doing a project, if you're parenting, if you're running or achieving something, you will either to say to yourself, I can't achieve this. I'm too afraid to achieve this. I'm too worried about being judged or rejected, or, you know, and that's, you tend to follow on what you focus on in here. So if you are constantly in here going, oh, I'm fearful of that, what if, maybe, what if that person does this, then that's naturally your aura. If you constantly turn around, and I'll give you an example of mindset, is like yesterday, I don't know if you saw my morning routine, my morning show. I was just like, I'm going to step up a level in terms of like the show. So I'm going to really put out there and call everyone fuckers and cunts and just tell everyone exactly how I feel about the industry of men. And when I got off it, I was like, I didn't know what I feared there. I really fucking enjoyed ranting like that. I'd like really enjoyed expressing my frustrations of working with men. And the more and something changed, and it's just like, I'm going to do more of that. And suddenly that fear just disappears. And there's nothing to be fearful of, because the only person that really matters, or the only thoughts that matters, are your own. And if you keep saying that to yourself, you just end up changing that dialogue. Sorry, there's lots of swearing and kids in the rooms there. Sorry.
I've just moved. I'm on an earbuds. It's okay.
Mummy, that man on the computer said. Sorry, dude. There was kids in there.
Yeah. No. So you know, it's a really strange one for me, because in my sports pursuits and skydiving, I don't fear at all. I crave it, and I run towards it, and I want it more and more and more and more. And I'm only just getting back into skydiving now again. My rig's all sorted out, ready, and in a couple of weeks, hopefully, I'll be starting to jump again.
Right.
You know, and I've
How do you
sorted
get over
out
your fear for that? So why is there no fear when you skydive?
I have no idea. That's stuff I hunger for and I drive for, and I've been trying to figure out a way that I can cross-reference that to the rest of my life.
Okay, so the first time you skydived, John, was there fear?
Yeah, of course there was.
Of course there was.
I absolutely
How
shat
did that fear
myself.
disappear? So on the second jump, was there fear?
Yeah, there still is now.
There still is there now, but it's more manageable and controllable. Why is it more manageable and controllable?
Because the outcome, every single time the outcome, I get that high that lasts.
You know, the outcome is basically.
Absolutely. The outcome is going to be good, and I'm going to feel that utter freedom that I get from when I leave that plane.
So if I told you to run 50 miles, you'd be fearful about doing 50 miles until you had done 50 miles, but then you know the experience and you know the outcome. So when
I did that half, when you said I had to do the half, went and did the half.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of it, I was like, shit, am I going to be able to do this half? Because I don't know if my physical fitness is high enough. Although I do loads of physical fitness, I was still doubting myself whether that physical fitness was going to be high enough. When I did the half, I was like, I didn't even ache the next day. I was like, hang on a minute, I'm not aching. No part of me is aching.
So it's a fear, in theory, could be another way of saying overthinking.
Yeah, I know I do overthink a lot, and I'm trying to correct that one a lot.
So that's that. In terms of you and the overthinking and the fear, like over the next month, you've got to kind of work on that internal dialogue and actually just say like.
I have been a lot, really focusing on it.
Good.
Yeah, trying to drop it. I think your post where you had that proper rant, that was quite good. And then your one prior to that, I think it was your day before, where you were talking about things clicking. And I put a post up on the MM about it, and that so much of the stuff over this last week, maybe 2 weeks, have just clicked for me. And that I've realized that what's stopping me, and although I think what's stopping me, it's not actually stopping me, because of what when I stop and reflect and look at everything I've achieved, you know, start my own business, it's going well. It's all going in the direction. It's all following the timescales I said I would do it in. You know, I've picked up other architectural commissions at the same time. They're all going really well. It's all going really well. And the fear has been born out of what happened to me when I worked in that educational institution and what they did to me then.
Yeah.
And so ever since then, I've exacerbated in punishing myself, because I'm fearing that it's all me, and actually it wasn't me. I know for a fact it wasn't me, because it's what they're doing to other people.
Yeah,
but that still doesn't change how I feel about myself.
100%. And you've got to really nail down on that. You've got to really just nail on changing that identity in here, that internal dialogue, for sure.
Absolutely.
Good man. All right, John, thanks for sharing.
Thank you very much.
Sorry about swearing for the kids.
That's all right. I was an earbud.
Oh,
it's okay.
Oh, perfect. Right, last two. Let's get these done. Wayne. I feel like Wayne's on his way to go surfing or something. Wayne looks like he's frozen. Right, I'll come back to Wayne. Jason.
Can you hear me now?
Jason, Wayne, who we got?
Hello.
There he is. How you
Can
doing?
you hear me, dude?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'm doing all right, mate. How are you?
Is your Wi-Fi only half working?
What's that, mate?
Is your Wi-Fi only like half working?
Yeah, might be. Hang on a second. I'm just going to take my headphones off. It might even be that. They're not the best headphones in the world.
I've got a good voice anyway. It's just the picture's a bit blurry. It's like I've got red on the signal, which just means your signal's poor. But let's go for it, Jace. Give me a thing that you're what do you want out of life?
I just want to be fit enough and healthy. And
are you doing that now, Jace? You there?
That makes sense. And leave. Yeah, I'm here, mate. I'm here.
You just keep cutting out, mate.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now. You want to be fit enough for life?
Yeah, mate, basically. And feel that I've instilled enough good habits in my kids for them to be able to stand on their own 2 feet and live life, a good, fulfilled and enjoyable life as well. And if that happens, then I'll leave this life a happy man.
Good man. And you're doing that now, aren't you? Because you're training for the marathon.
Yeah, man. I haven't been able to get some training in the past few weeks. I had a couple of curveballs and stuff, but it is what it is. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I was trying to catch up, but I realised doing that I was just burning myself out. So, like you've been saying to some of the other lads, just got to let it go and just crack on. Regardless, when it comes round, I'm going to give it my best shot anyway. So,
just do what you can do, man.
I get to the end of it. Get to the end of it.
Yeah, 100%. You just, as long as you're showing up, that's all that matters, right? If you show up at the start line, you don't finish it, you don't finish it. At least you give it your best shot.
Exactly. And I've got I signed up for the Spartan 10K the month after. And I'm kind of, I don't know, I think now and again I've been doubting myself. I'm like, but now I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just go for it. If I do it. So
100%.
That's it. That's the week before I come down to see you.
What is the marathon? The 10K?
The Spartan.
Where is it?
Yeah, 10K Super. Market Harborough.
Where's that?
I'm in Kettering, probably about an hour away from Northampton.
Oh, okay. Who's your Wi-Fi with?
Virgin.
Who?
You get shot by Virgin.
Oh, Virgin. That's why it's so shit. Mate, good work on the running. I don't know if you can hear me because it definitely just keeps freezing up. But if you can hear me, keep going with the running, Jace. He's gone. Fucking proves my point. Right, Wayne, last lad, let's get this done. How's it going?
Have you unmuted me?
Yeah, no, I've unmuted you, mate.
Right, nice one. I'm all right, mate.
Are you going to BDSM party or something there, are you?
No, I'm about to jump in the lake, mate.
Oh, nice, good lad. How's things?
I've had one of them days, mate. Like, remember February?
Yeah.
So that was the dress rehearsal. So this morning's been a bit like that, but I've dealt with it better. So yeah. So I'm not even going to talk about that. Put that to bed.
What do you want out of life, Wayne?
So I reckon, mate, without making it sound too much like a retirement plan at the age of 38, I just obviously, the coming years, I just want to be a great dad, always be there for my kids, give them great memories of me. when I'm gone, I want them to sort of think, yeah, my fucking dad was ace. Like, he gave us a great upbringing. I just want them to feel lucky that they had me, really.
Love it.
Through life.
Love it.
So, I mean, yeah, family first. I want to have a music catalogue of my own music. I'm not asked about fame and money. Never have been. But when we talk about legacy, I get a lot from music, emotionally and lyrically and relatively, because music just covers all bases. I get a hell of a lot from music. Always have. Think back to being a young kid, and I've always got a lot from music.
Do you sing?
Yeah, I sing and play guitar and write. I write as well.
Are you going to sing for us now?
No, no. It all got derailed a bit. Like, my daughter's a lot older now, and the music side of things got derailed a little bit because me and the drummer had kids at the same time. We went from practicing twice a week, recording music, to being dads. So it just lost momentum. But we've all stayed together. We're all really good friends. One guy left, new guy came in, and we've always continued to work in it. And we just got our set together and stuff, and then COVID happened. So it's been a bit of a long old road back to music. But like I say, it's not even, because even, modern day music, people want a live band, people want to hear covers and all that stuff. And it's not, I'm not even bothered about that. Gigs are great. But like I say, I just want a catalogue. And if people identify with that catalogue, then, great. Even if it's just a YouTube channel or something.
Good. I was just going to make a suggestion, Wayne. Why don't you set yourself a little target of setting up something on Spotify and YouTube and start fucking getting your material out there?
Yeah, I wouldn't know where to start with that, to be honest, mate. But what my goal this year in the PD pillar is to make 2 videos. I've called them like a live session, really. 2 videos made up of a couple of songs each, where it'll be probably my own material, just recorded in a video format, almost like a little acoustic set or a band set if the song lends to that.
Yeah.
And then obviously, one of my cousins is a videographer, photographer, so he's going to video it for us, and it'll be like a little 10-minute video where we build up about maybe talking about how the song was written, what the inspiration for it was, how it came together, who was involved, and then it'll finish with the performance of the song.
Yeah, nice.
And that's the sort of catalogue I want. And then photos accumulated over the years, making music with friends and just good memories, really, mate.
That's really good.
Yeah, I want to put it out there so people can hear it. So, I mean, so that's the family and the personal development side of it. And then, like I say, the bit that sounds like a retirement plan is I just want to basically build a business that allows me to I'm a bit like you in the fact I don't want to retire. I've seen people that retire, and I don't always think it's a great thing. Everyone's different, but I don't really want to retire, but I do want the freedom where I'm quite lucky in the fact that being a business owner, I can probably create a business that allows me to go away from it for a month or 2 and come back to it again with maybe a new goal or something like that.
That's a proper business, Wayne. So like a business is one that you can just step out of and it's still run without you in it. For like, if I took you out your business for 4 weeks now, could your business still sustain what it's doing? And it's not that I don't want to retire. It's just that I want to be able to run my business financially free. If you run a business financially free, you get to choose who you want in your business, and you get to choose how you live your life. And I don't want to stop. I want to do this until I'm like, I'd quite happily do this till I'm 60 because I fucking love doing it right now. But there's a huge difference between having a job, and you're getting fucking paid, and you find like the business drains you, or a business where you thrive in, because you know what, you invest in other people, you invest in the scalability, the bigger picture. All I want to do is this, like being in front of everybody here. I don't want to fucking deal with the incoming emails. I don't have to deal with the onboarding process or the logistical side of things. Like, my skill is talking to people and getting the most. And for you, you got to look at your business and go, right, if I hire another 2 or 3 people, I think I'm going to be paying out a bit more money, but you can start getting that on a bigger scale. All right. So it's there's lots to think about there. And I truly believe,
acts, isn't it?
Yeah, 100% it is. And it's long term. I visualize how my business is going to be when I'm 50. Like, I know where it's going to be when it's 50. I know exactly where it's going to be. I know exactly what's going to happen between now and then, at the end of each year, where we're going to be. And that's what I want you to start thinking about, rather than the firefighting and being reactive. Start being more proactive. Like, because I work with business owners on the other company, like there's 100 of them, and I'm telling you, like, a lot of them are lacking that vision.
Yeah, well, at the moment, mate, I'd say at the moment I've got a dream and a vision, and a lot of my business goals this year have all been focused on processes.
Yeah,
because I believe that's how you get the business to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's about processes at the moment, and implementing processes and formats that people can follow regardless of who they are and whether I'm there or not.
Yeah.
And that is it's going to take a long time, because it's I've been doing this for like 9 years, and I've only kind of really just come to the realization. So I'm probably not the most natural business person, but I do want to get on your time domination, but I just feel like it's got to be the right time for me.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you do. Yeah, it does have the right time done. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the mastermind isn't seamless yet, and I feel like maybe taking something else on might just become a bit of a clusterfuck. I want to get I'm a bit up and down on the mastermind still. I'm great, and then I'm struggling, and then I'm great. And I just want to. When
you get to that place where you are here, rather than this, that's when for a business to run efficiently, you've got to be the asset of the business. And if you're not the asset of your business, you don't have a business. And that's what's really important. I want you to have that mindset. But I want you to explore opportunities in terms of, like, if I brought somebody else in with me, how much is that going to cost me? But how much do I get back in terms of time, in terms of and other pieces? Do you know what I mean? Like, hiring an admin for 16 hours a week to do all your fucking paperwork, how much time does that freedom does that give you? And there's lots to think about in that respect. All right, mate.
Yeah. So I mean, there is. I could talk about that forever, really. I've just took a virtual admin assistant on this year, but like I say, the aspect of the freedom of the businesses, I kind of see getting to that age where the kids won't want to be spending as much time with me. They'll be doing their own thing. Hopefully by then the business will be pretty self-sufficient. And I'm into my cars, and I haven't travelled because I've always worked. I want to be able to just say, right, take my missus let's go and drive to the south of France for 2 weeks, or just let's go and sit on a mountain and have a coffee, and just do that if I want to. Or maybe take a summer out where you go on holiday. Like, we went to Ibiza the other year, and there was this guy at our hotel, and he was on like 2 nights a week. He just reeled all the usual covers out, Oasis songs and stuff like that. And another thing, maybe I want to get to an age where at some point I want to say, right, you know what, one summer the business can cope without me, and I'm going to go and do that for a summer. I'm just going to, just go and play all the crowd pleasers around Spain or somewhere like that, and just play guitar every night and sit in a bar and whatever, just there's lots of little things, mate.
Make it happen. So start fucking making it happen. Start like working to making it, like chink away at it, like little bits.
Yeah. The 10-year plan. Yeah. The 10-year plan is all aiming at it.
Good.
It's just some of the stuff maybe that I'm thinking about is slightly past the 10 years, because 10 years I'll still only be 48, which in your terms is still young.
That's a self-limit.
I think it's still young.
That's bollocks. I think that's a self-limit belief that you've got. Like I honestly, the shit that you're talking about, you could do in 4 years if you fucking apply yourself, if not less. If not less, 100%. And you have that self-doubt about yourself. I don't.
Yeah, maybe I need to be braver.
Life's about fucking risk. Risk is just experience. Risk is just experience. Honestly, it's when we went into COVID.
I don't see it's real.
Go on.
I just don't think it's realistic, because that's another thing. I put talking. Was it Ben a minute ago talking about his fear, skydiving, things like that, and how he's quite hard on himself. I'm like that, and I've learned that I'm not as hard on myself if I don't put as much pressure on myself.
Yeah.
So is it realistic to say I'm going to do that in 4 years? In 4 years, realistically, am I going to have a business that allows me to do that?
But why aren't you?
I just think,
too
the
much.
level of maybe just the level of financial investment might take longer to accumulate.
But have you done the planning yet to see that if that's feasible?
No.
So it's just you're overthinking. You've got no hard. You haven't sat there and gone, this is what I need financially to bring in to hire this amount of people. If I had these amount, what you need to go away and is have factual data, financial plan, a business plan for the next 4 years, and to turn around and speak to your accountant about it and say, this is what I want to get to. I want to work 2 days a week in my business if I have to. That's on really operations. But what you need is in here, you're overthinking. You've got no data. And this is exactly what we were talking to Mark about earlier, about doing his corporate boat license. He's like, I can't do it because of 2 years, because I'm in my bit. But he's got no facts about it. He hasn't gone away and researched it. Dude.
I think at the moment, I'm just trying to get the processes there, because my first thought is, for me not to be there, the processes need to be there. So I think at the moment, like this 90-day pillar is for everyone to have job descriptions and there to be a customer journey process.
You could do that in 28 days. You could do that in 28 days. Then in the second 28 days, you go away. Wayne, this is what your capabilities, you are a switched on lad. And I feel you're missing a huge amount of self-belief in yourself and what you're capable of.
Yeah, I've always been a bit of a self-doubter. I feel like I'm a confident person, but I am a self-doubter.
I want you to go away from here going, fucking, I can do it. Like if I fucking put, and guess what, dude? If you aim for it in 4 years and you didn't get to that point in 4 years, but you got a lot further than you normally would if you said it was going to be in 10 or fucking 12 years, you'd be getting to that place that you got in 4 years if you didn't have that ambition in 8 or 9. So set the standard, measure out the success and chip away at it.
Yeah.
Don't be a dream. Don't be the dream. You've got huge.
No, mate. I mean, the reason I don't know if you ever read my bio, but the reason for me being in here, mate, is the fact that I know life isn't a given. I learned that lesson.
Yeah.
I'm not. And that, maybe when I say, oh, maybe that's past the 10 years, that's wrong with me to say that, because I might not have 10 years. You never know what's going to happen. But it is. I think at the moment, just as an example, they're going and playing guitar for a summer somewhere. I don't think I'd want to do that in the next 4 years, because my lad would only be 7. So I don't think, as much as I want to do that, I don't think I want to do it in the next 4 years.
But you could put the boy in the car and fucking drive off for a week and in half term and go on holiday. All I want you to do, imagine being in the position though, so that over a summer holiday, you can fuck off for 6 weeks. If you put yourself in that position, you are going to be more. I'm only challenging you because I want you to be. I want you to.
No, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Not meaning to put you under pressure, and I don't want you to fucking sacrifice everything, but I want you to see that something like that is realistic, and you do have the capabilities. You've got the knowledge and experience for me, John and Mikey, to be able to help you get there. But if you could, so I give you an example. When the boy's 18, I think I've mentioned this before, that we're planning to go traveling. I've been planning that for 6 years. I've been planning where we're going to fly to, what hotel we're going to stay at, how much budget we need for that area. And going through this whole process of having a map, an atlas with the drawing pin. And that's the process. I can't do it before he's 18 because But what we could do is have plenty of holidays and small trips along the way and create lots and lots of memories. For you, if you was in the position in 4 years where you went, guys, I'm going to hire a camper van. Shall we just fuck off for 6 weeks for the summer? Can you imagine being in that position, or in 4 years going, I've only got 6 years to go and then we can fuck off to the south of France? If we are even given that amount of time in life, which we don't know. And I just want you to take every opportunity to fulfill your dream, because if you're talented in terms of your singing and that's what you want to do, I'm really invested in your vision. I think it sounds amazing being on that mountain, playing these guitar things around the place and building yourself up. I think you have a great vision. And I think you should believe in yourself to achieve that vision.
Yeah, I do. I guess I just need to make it
happen,
more imminent.
Make it happen. Let's go. Imminent. Come on, Wayne. Say it's going to fucking happen.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. It will happen.
I want everyone around you to think you're a fucking maniac. It's going to happen.
No, it is. It'll happen. It'll happen. And I'll put some videos up later this year. When I've done these videos, I'll put them up as part of my personal accountability, personal development accountability. So there will be some stuff for people to see, definitely, at some point this year.
All right. Yeah. Cool. Wayne, good chat. Really good chat. Really good chat.
Yeah.
Guys, I have to fucking
enjoy your holiday.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I am fucking not going to Portugal, so get to put up cots and furniture for the week. Guys, thank you for being here. Thanks for sticking to the end. Really appreciate you all being on here. I will catch up with you all soon. Take it easy. In fact, Paul Warren, stay online. Glad you've jumped on. Everyone else, if you could just exit, that'd be great. Thanks so much. See you guys. See you next week.
Thanks, JB.
Cheers. JB. Have a good one, buddy. Enjoy your holiday.
Thank you. Paul, what's happening?
How you doing, JB?
All right, you?
No, not really.
What's going on?
Have you had a chance to read my personal accountability?
No, not yet. No. Did you put it up this morning?
No, I put it up late last night.
Oh, no, I didn't. No. What's happening?
So, apologies for the lateness this morning. Suffering with a bit of a hangover at the moment.
Okay.
So I should have been. Sorry.
Don't be stupid.
Should have been spending this day with my daughter.
Yeah.
Pre-birthday. Had an email from my mum yesterday saying that I'm not seeing my daughter today. It's not going to happen. She's referred me to social services, and contact now stops until an outcome is decided.
Why has she done that?
I wish I knew. I really did. I just wish I knew what was going on. So I've been seeing my daughter.
Did you say your mum or the mum of your daughter?
The mum of my daughter.
Right. Okay.
It's my ex-partner. And yeah, I've been seeing my daughter now probably for about 5 months. I see her for a couple of hours every Saturday, with my mum, with my family. And every time I see my daughter, she's fine with me. You know, she seems happy. And then every time she goes back to her mum, I get an email saying that she's distressed, she's upset. And then I see my daughter, it's fine. And the same thing happens. And I'm just not being told. And I found out that she's upset in school.
Yeah.
But I'm not being told why. And I'm not being told why this has happened. But as far as I know, nothing happens when I'm with my daughter.
Okay. So the thing that you have to, like, don't drink again. Like, drinking is not going to help you. Like, you have to be really clear-headed now in terms of approaching this. Don't send any fucking emotional, irrational emails back. Don't do anything that is going to cause this situation to be 10 times worse. Okay.
I know. I mean, the trouble is, all I can think today, obviously, I'm with my girlfriend keeping me company.
Yeah.
But all I can think today is I've got these presents. I want to get them to my daughter. All I want to do now is turn up to that house.
Don't do
hand
it.
my presents over. But I
Don't.
know full well I'm going to strangle that ex again and end up getting nicked again.
Yeah, but so you don't want to do that. So you gotta take a big deep breath. All right. This is not forever. This is just right now. This is the reaction of an emotional situation, like super emotional. You're supercharged. If you say anything, if you do anything, it will be scrutinized and it will be 10 times fucking worse for you. And I really mean that, dude. You got to fucking get a grip here right now and take charge. Okay. All right. So you fucking take yourself for a walk. You clear your head. You spend the weekend clearing your head. Just because you're not getting in contact or not being there doesn't mean you don't care about her. She will know that. You need to be super calm. Then what's the next procedure? So social services is going to come and speak to you. Great.
Yeah.
If you're not in a fucking right place mentally, they will straight away like make life very difficult for you. So you have to make sure that everything is squared away.
I know. I just think, you know, as far as I know, my daughter was looking forward to this weekend. I've been granted an extra hour by my partner with her.
How old is she? She'll be 6 on Monday. Okay.
So it was her pre-birthday.
Okay.
But as far as I think, her mum's not going to tell her the reason why. I don't know. As far as I know, my daughter's going to. Sorry.
Don't worry.
I've let her down.
You haven't let anyone down, dude. You haven't let anyone down at all. In that respect, you haven't let anybody down at all. So, like, it's very difficult. Obviously, I can completely understand what you're going through. I really do. But I think what we need to do. So, do you know when they're going to be coming around to talk to you?
No. So the email from my ex-partner was, "Nothing. I want you to do nothing now until you're contacted by either my solicitor, the ex's solicitor, or social services. I just have to wait."
Okay. So that's what. Can you go and get some advice from a solicitor?
I'm guessing the best thing to do is to wait for my solicitor to come back and say, "This is what is going to happen, Paul. This is what we need to do."
Have you got a solicitor?
Yeah. So I had a solicitor through the battle that we were going through for access.
Yeah.
She's still my solicitor with regards to the divorce.
Right.
But money-wise, we were looking to end the child access part of it because this was meant to be resolved.
Right.
But it looks like, and that's the thing, I haven't got a pot to piss in anymore because of the money that I've spent.
Okay. So in respects to that solicitor, we need to make contact with you. Well, you need to make contact with her, right? But what I really feel like you need to, have you responded to the email that your missus sent? No. Right.
No.
Don't respond back at all. And just don't say anything for 48 hours.
Okay.
You do say is going to come across angry and emotional. And I cannot emphasize enough how much you need to not do anything.
You're right.
I know that right now that you just feel angry and you just want to, and like if there was ever a time to start running or walking, like go for a huge walk today.
Okay.
Like, you need to make sense of the situation and what's happened. Accept it. I know it's really upsetting and it is very difficult, but this is a real test of your character now and how far you've come. And you need to take these big, big, deep breaths, right? And then on Monday, you're gonna phone your solicitor calmly and just say, "This is what's happened. I'm gonna forward you on the email. Please, can you help me where to go from here?"
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, will do.
What I'm gonna do is for 3 months, I'm gonna hold your mastermind payments so you can put it towards paying for your solicitor. All right. All right.
I can't thank you enough for that.
All right. No, don't be silly. And get it squared away. But in order to do that, what you must do, dude, is you must do me the favour of staying calm and trying to deal with the situation.
You have my word.
Yeah. All right. So cry it out with your missus. Get yourself together. Shower, change, and keep on top of your game. Just remember, this is not forever. Okay, it's not forever. So get your head around it today. Get your head around it tomorrow. Do whatever you need to do. Do not touch the drink.
Nope.
All right, and then Monday you make your contact details. I'm on holiday next week, but when I come back, keep me posted, and I'll ask John to hold your payments till. Have you paid already for June?
Yes. Actually, no, I'm not sure. No, I think last payment would have been May because it normally comes out around the 16th of the month.
Perfect. So we'll hold it for June, July, and August, and then go again September.
Are you sure? That's going to leave you short.
Honestly, it's fine. Something just to help you out along the way, but you've got to fucking make sure you're showing up. This is, if there's a time to focus on yourself, it's now. I would honestly reach out to a guy in the group called Darren Jeffrey. Have you seen him?
Yes. Yeah.
Shush! He sorry, 2 seconds. He obviously hasn't seen his daughters in months, and he has got a lot of experience on it, and I think he would be somebody that he could really help you out in terms of trying to understand everything that's going on, especially like they're going to court and stuff. So just in terms of, in fact, I'll message him and tell you to ask him to reach out to you as well.
Thank you.
All right.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you so much for this. Sorry for doing this on your weekend.
Mate, it's fine. That's what I'm here for. So calm. This is the true. Remember, this is the true test of your character. And if you want to see her again, you want to get access again, you can't do anything stupid ever. No. Ever. You can don't bait to it. Don't respond to it. And almost to the point where they're really surprised about how you handle it. Okay, I don't know the ins and outs of it. I don't need to know the ins and outs of it. I just need to know that you need to be calm.
Okay.
All right. Happy?
Yeah, I am now. Spoken to you. Thank you so much for this, JB.
Anytime. All right. Keep your head in the game.
I will do. Take care and enjoy your holiday.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Anytime. Take care.
Bye, buddy.
Bye, mate.